And welcome again to Kate Field on the campus of Salt Lake Community College. Robert Lovell with you alongside Corey Sorensen here on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom and KSL Sports, along with V6 Media, as we get ready for today's 3A Baseball State Championship game, Game 1 of the new format, Best of 3 State Championship Series. And it's exciting, Corey. It's always exciting to come into a state championship, but knowing that you have to win, that both teams have to win 2 games to get the job done, it certainly brings a different element than what we've seen in past state championships.
Yeah, it really does. And on the other side of that, it also, if a team, might just fall down and stumble a little bit, may not have their best game, you know what, we still have an opportunity. Maybe we didn't put our best foot forward, but we still have a chance. So I really like the format. I've liked what we've seen this week. We've seen some really good baseballs. Teams have really worked hard this week, and these 2 teams come out on top. You got Canyon View and Union ready to face off.
Yeah, and it's going to be a great matchup here because these 2 teams, in order to get to this point, they have had to play some really good baseball and have had to win. So they've had to win 3 games to get to this point, and the Union had to win 1 more because they lost on day 2, whereas Canyon View, they won their first 2 games, lost on Wednesday, but then came back to win on Thursday to get here to this state championship series. Let's look at our news and notes coming into this game because this is going to be a historic state championship series regardless of who wins. First off, let's look at the Union Cougars. They come in with a record of 21-11, again, second place out of Region 14. They are coached by Matt Labram. Canyon View comes in as the number 4 seed, a record of 20-10-1. They were second place in Region 12. So the 2 middle or second place teams in their respective regions, they are coached by Jason Jacobson of the Falcons. Last win for Union was a win over Manti yesterday. 9-1 was the final in that one. Tyson Marks 2 for 2 at the plate, 3 runs scored. Peyton Marks 1 for 3 with a run scored for RBIs, and he was even more impressive on the mound, going a complete game, 7 innings with just 75 pitches. 5 runs or 1 run allowed on 5 hits. He had 1 strikeout to 2 base on balls. But at this Union team, they scored 3 runs in the first game, 7 runs in the second game, a game that was out of hand early, so it didn't really matter that they even scored that many runs. But then since then, their offense has been on a tear. 36 runs over the last 3 games.
Yeah, they've been an offensive juggernaut in these last 3 games. And I suspect that whatever they've been eating the last couple of days, they probably ate that again today, and they slept in the same way.
Couch
I mean,
I bet
I bet they've got a little bit of mojo going and a little bit of superstition, but I suspect them to stay hot at the bats.
Yeah, absolutely. You look at Canyon View, though, they come in off a win over Morgan 10-3. And in that game yesterday, Asher Slack was 3 for 3 with 2 runs scored. Zach Main 2 for 4, 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs, and a pair of doubles. And Bryce Atwood came in. He took the no decision on the mound, but he was lethal. 3 innings pitched, no runs, no hits, 3 strikeouts to 1 base on balls for the junior pitcher. And that bracket that Canyon View came out of was a more lower scoring bracket than the other one was. They won 3-1 and 4-3, and then they eventually pulled through with this 10-3 win for their offense to get going. So they were winning low-scoring close games before breaking out yesterday to get the 10-3 win. So both 2 teams have kind of come on different routes to get to this point.
Yeah, but when you win those close games, it gives you a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
That means your defense is playing well behind the pitcher. Your pitchers are pitching well. And I think you get a lot of confidence when you win those low-scoring games, ones you have to grind out. So Canyon View is going to be confident in this series as well.
Last time these 2 teams met was in the state tournament last year over at Gates Field. In that game, it was Canyon View getting the 16-9 win that day, and that actually ended Union's season last year. In that game for the Cougars, Camden Franson was 2 for 3 at the plate with 2 runs scored. Peyton Marks was 1 for 3 at the run and 2 RBIs, and they brought in the freshman Gavin Roberts to pitch in that game. He took a no decision, going 1 inning, giving up no runs, no hits, no strikeouts, no walks in that 1 inning that the freshman came in. And I don't think that ended their season last year, but it was during the state tournament time. And then for Canyon View, returning players from that game, Asher Slack was 3 for 4 at the plate with 2 runs, 5 RBIs, and 2 stolen bases. And Cameron Calvez was 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs and a double. They only pitched seniors in that game last year, so no returning players for Canyon View. But as a result, they're familiar with each other. So they've seen each other on the field. These 2 coaches are very familiar with each other. And so I think they both know what to expect coming into this game.
Yeah, I think so. And maybe even a bigger thing, they're familiar with each other in the state tournament type format. So, yeah, they're going to take a lot away from what happened last year, even though you lose a few players, but same coaches, and they have the same coaching style this year as they had last year. So there's probably a lot that they learned from that as they come into today's game.
Yeah. These two teams have played 9 times over the last 20 years, and Canyon View has won 7 of those games. So they lead the series 7-2. They've won the last 2 in the series. The last time Union beat Canyon View was in 2019, 5 years ago. And as far as common opponents go for these two teams coming into this game, first off, for Union, they are 5-6 against common opponents, while Canyon View is 9-5 against those same teams. Union beat Juab twice, both here at the state tournament. Canyon View split with Juab in region play. Union lost to Emory, while Canyon View beat Emory 3 times, twice in region and once at state. Union lost at Carbon, while Canyon View split with Carbon in Region 12 play. They both lost to Spanish Fork in a close game. And they both lost to Cedar in close games. And then Union split with Morgan in region play, while Canyon View beat Morgan twice, lost to them once, all here at the state tournament. And then for Union, they beat Manti twice, losing once to them, all 3 games here at the state tournament. And then as far as Canyon View and Manti goes, Canyon View swept Manti in region play this year. So they're common opponents. It's just kind of interesting how those line up. A lot of them have been because of the state tournament that they have so many common opponents. And they played Manti 3 times, Morgan 3 times. And so it's just been very interesting the way this new format is working out and the number of times you see a team. And that kind of changes things too for these schools.
Yeah, I think it does. But, both these teams are going to take what they've learned over the last couple days. They're going to come and say, hey, we got a fresh series ahead of us, 3 games possibly. And I think they're just going to start, they're going to do what each of the teams does best. So that's going to be good pitching, good defense, and they're both going to get after the plate.
You look at the stats on the year for these two teams. First off, for Union, averaging nearly 10 runs per game. They've given up just under 5 on the season. Canyon View's a little bit different. They are averaging only 7.5 runs per game. They've given up the same amount at just under 5 runs allowed per game this season for the Falcons. And we've seen this Union team, their bats come alive the last 3 games, as we already talked about. But they're a team that can certainly put up some runs. And even though Canyon View scores less, we know they can put up runs too.
Oh, absolutely. They're a well-hitting team. And we started seeing that last night. Their bats just started coming alive. And impressive for both these teams the games that I've watched, and what I take out of it is the bottom part of their order for both teams is really producing. They're getting runners on base. They're getting them around. And they've been doing both of the bottom parts of the lineups of each of these teams have done a great job this tournament.
Yes, they have. That is for sure. As we look at the other stats coming into this series, first off for Union as a team, they have a .343 batting average with a .478 on base percentage. That's slightly come down actually during the state tournament. And then for Canyon View, they come in with a .328 batting average, a .445 on base percentage, so a slight edge there to the Union Cougars in that category. And then you look at the team's ERAs coming into this game as well. And let's see, for the ERA for the Union Cougars, theirs is now up to 3.47, so it's raised a little bit here at the state tournament, while Canyon View's is at 4.10. So again, a slight edge to Union in those stats. And sometimes you don't know what the strength of schedule looks like, but they have enough common opponents. And again, at this point, you can kind of throw those things out and just know you've got 2 good teams.
Yeah, and with Union, you look at that's raising a little bit, but let's not forget they played that Manti game. And they gave up 22 runs in that game.
20
runs in that game. And so I'm sure that elevated that ERA a little bit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think you kind of throw that out. But very close statistically, these two teams.
Yeah, they absolutely are. You look at the leaders on these two teams coming into this series. Peyton Marks continues to lead the way for the Cougars as he comes in hitting .429 on the year. He's got 37 runs scored, does Peyton Marks. And then he's also got, along with those 37 runs, he has he's at 43 runs now, and 40 RBIs now on the season for Marks. He has 15 doubles and 5 triples this year. It does Peyton Marks, a senior, along with 19 stolen bases. Then he's followed by Gannon Labram. Labram's average has dropped some. He's had some great at-bats, but he hasn't gotten a lot of hits here as he comes into the .395 average now. He was over 400 coming into state. And then He has 7 doubles, 6 triples, 6 home runs, so he ruined his triple sixes there. But 7 doubles, 6 triples, 6 home runs, 40 runs scored, or 40 RBIs, excuse me, and then 42 runs scored. And we say his average has dropped. He's had some incredible at-bats, and he's drawn lots of walks. He's reaching base a lot, but he's gone 0 for 1 or 0 for 2 or 1 for 2 in some of the games here. But he's been a big piece of this team.
Yeah, but what has his on-base percentage done throughout the state tournament? Has it?
Right.
I'd imagine.
Well, his on-base percentage on the year is .597.
Yeah, and I'm assuming at this state tournament because he, even though, like you said, 0 for 1, 0 for 2, whatever, but he's been on base a lot.
Yeah.
Because of his patience at the plate. And, man, he has seen a grundle of pitches at his at-bats.
Yeah, .597 to lead the team on base this year for Gannon Labrum. And then for the Canyon View Falcons, hitting-wise, their leaders are Cam Calvez, hitting .425 on the season, 17 runs scored, 33 RBIs, 8 doubles, a triple, 7 home runs, and a stolen base. And you want to see a guy with power, well, that's Cameron Calvez.
Oh, yeah, he can swing it. And you know what, it's pretty scary. He had a couple rough games there. But last night, that last at-bat was a very good at-bat, and he just roped a hard single into left field last night for his last at-bat. And that's scary for a Union team when you got that guy coming back up, and he's heating up.
Yeah. He's followed by Bubba Ludlow in center field, a .420 batting average, 42 runs scored, 27 RBIs, 6 doubles, 3 triples, 3 home runs, and 11 stolen bases for Ludlow. And then on the mound for these two teams, first off for the Union Cougars, they bring the sophomore Tyson Marks. He hasn't pitched much in the state tournament. He come on in relief at one point, but he's got 22 innings pitched on the year and a 1.27 ERA in those innings, along with 14 strikeouts compared to 12 base on balls. So he's one of those reliever guys that when they need him to come in, he comes in and gets the job done. For Canyon View, they're led by Jackson Jensen, a 5-3 record on the year, 2.77 ERA in 48 innings pitched with 69 strikeouts to 24 base on balls.
Wow, you got to like that if you're a coach for Canyon View.
You look at the Max Preps line on today's game. According to their rating system, they have Canyon View favored by 3 runs in this one, but everybody's been favored over Union this week, and the Cougars just keep on getting the job done.
Yeah, they really have. And you know what, Union hasn't, I just don't think that they pay attention to that stuff.
Yeah.
They get their job. It's all out on the field. They leave it out there, and that's where they're going to go do their job.
Current streak for Union, they've won 3 in a row. Canyon View's won their last one. And last state title for the Cougars was back when Coach Matt Labrum was a junior. They won it in 1989. They won it back-to-back years, 88 and 89. Then they moved up to 3A the next year and didn't take state in that first year in 3A. But they won 2 state titles, and those are their only 2 baseball state titles. They haven't played for a state championship since 1996. So that's the last time they played for it. For Canyon View, a relatively newer school, late 90s school, but they've never won a baseball state title. They've played for it twice in 2010 and 2011, losing to Juan Diego both times. So when I say historic, it's either going to be the first time in 35 years for Union or the first time ever for Canyon View.
Yeah. Hey, and you want to congratulate both these teams for making it. They've played hard, and that's quite a feat. So, yeah, congratulations to both teams, and congratulations to their schools. They make it to the state championship series.
Yeah. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with our coaches' comments next on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom, V6 Media, and KSL Sports.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low-rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
As a parent, you never want to see your child struggling with suicidal thoughts. But today, the threat is hidden deep within their phones. That's why I rely on Bark. Built by parents, for parents, Bark's award-winning dashboard monitors text messages, emails, and over 30 different apps and platforms for potential safety concerns. Hey, can we talk?
We at Centricom want to help every family protect their children. Get bark protection today from Centricom on unlimited family devices. Visit Centricom.com to learn more.
Since 1947, Barney Trucking has built a reputation of unparalleled customer service and satisfaction in the trucking industry. Barney Trucking is now hiring drivers statewide, including Beaver, Millard, Sevier, San Pete, Juab, Carbon, Emery, Utah, and Salt Lake counties, as well as many other locations. The job includes a home daily schedule, excellent pay, benefits, training, retirement, a positive work environment, and requires a Class A CDL license with doubles endorsement. To apply, go to barneyjobs.com. That's barneyjobs.com.
I'm Dr. Brandon Beck, and I'm one of the general surgeons at Central Valley Medical Center. One of the best parts of my job as a general surgeon is to interact with a wide variety of people. And many of those people have experienced chronic conditions or painful things for many years. And there is nothing better than helping them to work through those conditions and to have an improved quality of life. I'm happy to be back in Utah at Central Valley Medical Center serving the people in our community.
Honey's Marketplace invites you to experience their refreshing variety and signature items. Honey's Marketplace features a wide selection of camping supplies, a garden nursery, and fresh floral department. Experience fresh-baked artisan breads and pastries in their bakery, and sushi made fresh every day. Get all this with hometown service you deserve. Fresh, friendly, and close to home. Honey's Marketplace, 260 East, 300 South in Kanab.
Welcome back here to Salt Lake Community College's Kate Field on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom, KSL Sports, and V6 Media for the 3A Baseball State Championship Series. Let's jump now into our coaches' comments here inside the pregame show for the Baseball State Championship Series. We're joined now by Coach Matt Labrum of the Union Cougars, the 3A Baseball State Championship, Game 1 of the best-of-3 series going up against Canyon View. Coach, first off, looking at your team, been a long week, a lot of games over the last 4 days. Where are you guys at now coming into the state championship series?
You know what, it's been an awesome week. It's been a lot of fun to watch the growth of our team, not only on the baseball field, but having to stay together all week long. It's been fun to see that. I think it's really brought us closer together, and we're ready to go. They're excited, and, you know, it's been a long time since Union's been in this situation, so we're excited for it.
Going up against Canyon View today, what have you seen from them this season, and what are you expecting?
Well, they've always been a power out there. I mean, they were good in 4A. They've been solid in 3A again. Jason does a great job, and so, you know, we expect them to play a great game, and hopefully we're doing the same thing. It should be a really good game.
You mentioned to me a couple days ago you're hoping to see your bats get going. Well, they've certainly come alive over the last 3 games, putting up 36 runs over the last 3 games. What do you need to see out of your lineup today, and who do you expect to lead the way for you?
Yes, similar. You know, we got to stay within what we're doing well. We don't want to go change things now that are working, and so, you know, stay with the plan, stay with what we've been doing, attack in our areas, in our zone, and let the others go by, and make sure that we're getting base runners, and then we just got to execute and bring them in. We got to get them on, get them over, and get them in, and that's the key to getting runs on the board.
Who are you going with on the mound in this game, and who else might be coming after that, and what do you want to see out of them?
PJ Hancock's going to go for us, and he's had a great year for us. You know, we're looking for him to really have a good game today, and we're excited for him. He's excited to get back on the mound. We had a rough day on Tuesday, not necessarily all his fault, you know, but we're grateful to have him on our team. He's a leader for us, and so we're excited to have him on the mound.
What do you do as a coach to help him have a short memory to forget that Tuesday game on the mound and just come back out like he has before?
I think the biggest thing is just let him remember all the good things he's done all year. I mean, he's been the guy that we've pitched against the top teams that we play against because we trust him to get the job done, and he knows how to pitch. And so if he'll just refer back to that, let that last one go, and we just move on to the next pitch.
When you look at Canyon View's lineup, anybody you got to be careful with?
Yeah, most all of them, from what I see. You know, that definitely their top 4 are real solid, you know, and I think they ignite everything. And then we got to be careful with the rest of them. We got to make sure that we make quality pitches and have them swing at the pitches that we want them to swing at.
And then overall, what 2 or 3 things have to happen today for your team to get the win?
We got to command the plate off the mound, be able to throw all pitches around the zone, make them competitive pitches. We got to execute offensively, make sure that we're getting hits when we have runners on, and take care of getting the runs across the board. Hopefully score early. Like to do that, really kind of relaxes everybody a little bit. And then we got to play solid defense. These guys put the ball in play. They don't strike out much. They don't swing and miss much. And so we got to make sure that we play solid defense.
All right, Coach. Well, thanks for joining us, and good luck today.
Thanks, Robert. Appreciate it.
Once again, Coach Matt Labrum there of the Union Cougars here inside the pregame show for the 3A Baseball State Championship. And, Corey, as you got to hear his comments, your thoughts on what he had to say coming into this game.
Oh, I liked what he talked about. Some of the intangible things, just staying together, getting close as a team. Obviously, he knows you got to pitch well, you got to score runs, you got to get your bats hot. But talked about a little bit of some intangible things that are making his team come closer together as they go throughout this week.
We'll take a short break, then we'll come back with Coach Jason Jacobson of the Canyon View Falcons. That'll be coming up next. But first, let's see. It might be they're going to announce the starters first. So if they announce the starters first, then we'll go ahead and announce the starters with them as they do that. And then during the national anthem, we'll have an opportunity to play Coach Jacobson's comments for you. So let's go ahead and go through they're doing the non-starters right now. So let's just jump into Coach Jacobson's comments during the non-starters. Then we'll announce the starting lineups for you as we get ready for this 3A state championship game here on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom and KSL Sports. We're joined now by Coach Jason Jacobson of the Canyon View Falcons at the 3A Baseball State Championship. Game 1 of the best-of-3 series. Coach, first off, looking at your team, been a lot of baseball the last 4 days. You're able to get the job done yesterday to get the win over Morgan to get here to this point. Where do you feel like your guys are at now coming into this best-of-3 series?
I think our kids are, really confident. We've able to win some close games, and so I think that gives anybody confidence and to come through in the clutch and towards the end of the game. And so kids are loose, kids are having fun, and like we just talked about, it's you work hard to get here and just try to enjoy the moment and see what happens.
And you look at your opponent today in Union, they've had a little longer week because they lost one game earlier than you and had to work back through a little bit more. What have you seen from them this year, and what do you expect to see this weekend?
Well, Coach Labor and I are really good friends. We've been friends for a long time, and so I know he just does a great job. But, I think their kids are rolling. They beat UAB twice. They got their bats going. They're coming with clutch hits, and they're playing with a lot of enthusiasm. So, we got our work cut out for us today.
When you look at your team leading the way for you at the plate, you've had several guys get the job done for you. McClellan came through with some big hits, Sasher Slack, Cameron Calvez, Bubba Lotho, whoever it may be. Who do you look at today to lead the way for you in this one?
Well, I think any coach, would love to get the top going and everybody else kind of follow behind. And you always love at the bottom of the order to flip it over to get to the top. And so, if we can do what we did last night, we got production from everywhere. And so if we can do that, I don't care, what you coach or where you coach. Any baseball coach would love that.
When you look at your team on the mound, who are you going with in this game, and what do you want to see out of him?
Yeah, we're going to start Zach Millet. He started on Monday, and it was really, really good against Morgan on Monday. And so I think it's with any pitchers, it's just pound the zone. Got to throw strikes and get ahead, and don't try to do too much.
Anybody in their lineup you feel like you got to be careful with?
Well, I think they're all swinging the bats really good for what I've seen all week. But. Right in the middle of the order, I think they're all really, really good. So, we just got to make good pitches and hopefully they hit some at us.
And then overall, what 2 or 3 things have to happen today for your team to get the win?
Well, it's pitching. Everything starts on the mound. You got to throw strikes and just come up with clutch hits. Make the routine play. Come up with clutch hits, and I like our chances.
All right, Coach. Well, thanks for joining us, and good luck today.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Once again, Coach Jason Jacobson there of the Canyon View Falcons here inside the pregame show. Corey, your thoughts on what he had to say coming into this game?
Yeah, first of all, a lot of respect between the coaches, and I think he's ready. He knows what he's got to do to win, and he's got his team ready to do it.
All right, it's time now for the national anthem. We'll turn the mic over to the crowd mic to be able to hear the national anthem here at Salt Lake Community College's Kate Field for today's first game of the 3A Baseball State Championship Series. right, time now for Game 1 of the Best of 3A Baseball State Championship Series here on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom, V6 Media, and KSL Sports. And let's give the starting lineups. First off, for the visiting team, the Union Cougars, here's Corey Sorensen.
Hitting in the number 1 spot and playing shortstop is number 10, Peyton Marks. Hitting second and playing center field, number 2, Gannon Labrum. Hitting third and playing left field, number 7, Xander Nilsson. Hitting in the cleanup spot and playing third base, number 15, Gavin Roberts. Catching and hitting number 5 is number 12, Hayden Rich. Hitting number 6 and pitching will be number 21, PJ Hancock. Hitting 7th, the first baseman, number 18, Tyson Marks. Hitting 8th will be Cameron Franson, number 25. He will be DHing. Hitting in the 9th spot will be the right fielder, number 26, Cade Franson. And number 11, Chase Nilsson, will be playing second base.
Taking a look at the starters now for the home team, Canyon View Falcons, the number 4 seed in the 3A Baseball State Tournament. Leading it off is the center fielder, number 5, Bubba Ludlow. Hitting it second is the shortstop, number 1, Asher Slack. Batting third, the catcher, number 19, Cameron Calvez. The cleanup hitter is the first baseman, number 13, Brady Anderson. Batting fifth, the right fielder, number 11, Zach Main. In the 6th hole is the pitcher today, number 3, Zach Millett. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, number 23, Kason Stoker. Hitting 8th is the second baseman, number 4, Chandler McClellan. And rounding out the batting order for the Falcons is the third baseman, number 6, Jaron Bradshaw. And playing left field, being DH for, is number 12, Jake Thomas for Canyon View. As we are just a few moments away from the first pitch being thrown between these two programs. Again, the 4 seed for the Canyon View Falcons, and the Union Cougars come in as the number 7 seed here at the 3A Baseball State Tournament. Region 12, Region 14, both being represented. Certainly, they were the 2 premier regions in 3A baseball this year.
Yeah, and right now the cream has risen to the top, and you've got 2 teams that are hot and ready to play and excited for a chance to win a state championship.
So Zach Millett on the mound for Canyon View. He'll face the top of the Union order, Peyton Marks, Gannon Labrum, and Xander Nilsson. If they get to the 4th batter, the cleanup hitter is Gavin Roberts. Millett prefers to work from the stretch. First pitch on the inside half, strike 1.
Good pitch right there to start the state tournament to get ahead of Peyton Marks. Good strike.
So an 0-1 count as Millett comes set. Next one swung on and fouled back out of play for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes now to Peyton Marks.
Yeah, and Marks, he sees the first one go by and trying to get his timing, and he liked that one. And big hard cut and foul ball.
Here's the 0-2 delivery. That one's going to miss upstairs for ball 1. So 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And Calvez, he was calling for that pitch, a high outside pitch right there, and that came back was a high inside pitch.
Leadoff batter here, the state championship, game 1. 1-2 misses upstairs with that breaking ball for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Tell you, Peyton Marks, he doesn't ever seem like he gets nervous about anything. If he's on the mound, if he's at shortstop, if he's at bat, he's a pretty cool cucumber.
Millett comes set, the 2-2 delivery. Misses up for ball 3. So after falling down 0-2, Marks is able to work back a full count.
Yeah, showing a lot of patience and discipline right here at the plate is Marks.
Millett takes a sign from Calvez behind the plate as Marks digs in. Here's the 3-2 payoff pitch. Misses up for ball 4. 4 straight balls thrown to Peyton Marks, and he draws the leadoff walk for the Cougars.
Yeah, after going down 0-2 in the count, he watches 4 straight balls go by and ends up on first base.
So that'll bring Gannon Labrum to the plate, the center fielder for Union. Yeah, and as you talked about, nearly a 600 on-base percentage for the year.
Yeah, huge for this Union team.
He's in on the left side as Marks takes a lead at first, about a 2-step lead. First pitch, misses up for ball 1.
Not a real big lead over there by Marks, and obviously a very good defensive catcher in Calvez, who has a really strong arm. So it'll be interesting to see what Union does if they try to take some bases on Calvez today.
Comes set from the stretch, does Millett. Next one, it's going to be on the outside edge for a called strike one and a 1-1 count.
Good hard fastball right there to come back and even up the count for Millett.
Marks takes again about a 2-step lead at first base. 1 ball, 1 strike. Marks takes off on the pitch, swing and a miss. Throw down to second is not in time as Marks slides in safely with a stolen base. A 1-2 count now to Labrum.
Good jump right there by Marks, especially because he didn't have a real big lead, but got a real good jump on that pitch. Calvez makes a strike over second base, but Marks is sliding in there. Looked like he's having a hard time stopping on that base, sliding over that turf.
So a 1-2 count to Labrum. No outs here in the top of the first inning. Millett checks Marks, the 1-2 pitch. On the inside edge for a called strike 3, and Labrum will go down looking for the first out of the inning. First strikeout of the game for Zach Millett.
Big strikeout right there for Millett to help keep Marks there at second and record his first out of the game.
Back in on the right side now is Xander Nielsen. Runner in scoring position for Union. No score here in the top of the first. First pitch swung on, ground ball chopping to the left side, fielded by Slack at short. Throw to first is in time for the 6-3 ground out and the second out of the inning. But moving up on the play is Peyton Marks, 90 feet from home now at third base.
Yeah, good heads up base running right there. Good play by Slack getting Xander Nielsen at first. But what we have seen from both these teams is that they can score runs with 2 outs.
Yes.
They've proven that the last few days.
Brings Gavin Roberts to the plate. He stands in on the right side. First pitch, curveball. Strike 1.
First off-speed pitch we've seen by Millett. It's a good-looking off-speed pitch.
So an 0-1 count. So he comes set from the stretch. Marks dancing off the bag at third. The 0-1 pitch misses upstairs for ball 1.
Gavin Roberts, he had a hard time holding, but he did. That looked pretty good to him.
Those high fastballs.
Yeah, get up there in your eyes and hard to let him go.
Checks Marks again, does Millett. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Curveball swung on. Fly ball into shallow right center field. That's going to get the gap between Ludlow and Maine, and that one's going to roll all the way to the wall. Roberts rounds second, on his way to third, and he will come in standing up with a 2-out RBI triple. 1-0 Union strikes first.
Great hit right there by Xander Roberts, and he just roped that thing into the power alley out there between the center and right fielder and easily gets to third base standing up.
So Union with the early lead, and that brings Hayden Rich to the plate now for the Cougars. First pitch from Millett. Big swing and a miss from Rich for strike 1. Got his money's worth on that hack.
Yeah, those first couple, you don't have to be defensive, be an offensive swinger, and he was right there.
0-1 pitch. Thought about it. Watch strike 2 go by.
Good pitch on the outside corner. Good hard fastball there. Millett's throwing well. He's got some good velocity right here.
So no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner on third, 1-0 Union here in the top of the first. The 0-2. In there for a called strike 3, and Rich will go down looking for the third out of the inning. Second strikeout of the game for Zach Millett, but Union strikes first. They get 1 run on 1 hit. No errors committed by Canyon View, and 1 runner left on base through 1/2 inning of play. It is Union 1, Canyon View 0 in the 3A State Championship Game 1 on TeamHive.live, V6 Media, and KSL Sports.
Embark on your journey to radiant skin with Sam Pete Skin Bar. Whether you are looking to address specific skin concerns, kickstart your skincare routine, or simply indulge in relaxation, we've got you covered. Facials, microneedling, seasonal chemical peels, and more. Located at 210 West Main Street in Mount Pleasant, Utah. Visit our website at sampeteskinbar.com or call or text 435 314-6024 to book your appointment today.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. On our website, you're not going to wade through a bunch of unrelated content. You bring up TeamHive.live and you're just going to find a lot of high school sports and events. We've created tools that make it super easy for you to create events and stream to our site. And if you ever need help with anything, you can give me a call. So I want to invite your school to join the team. If you're a Utah high school, you can stream live on TeamHive. That's TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
The Beaver Medical Clinic has built a reputation of providing compassionate health care for residents of Beaver and Iron counties. You'll appreciate the professional services of Drs. Roger Smith, Wade Oakton, Lance Smith, Rhett Smith, and a nurse practitioners Wade Hollingshead, Lindsay Cheney, Robin Horton, and Joan Yardley. The Beaver Medical Clinic is a family practice offering affordable health care and convenient payment options, with offices in Beaver, Milford, and Parowan.
We're back here at Cape Field on the campus of Salt Lake Community College. Robert Lovell with you alongside Corey Sorensen as we go to the bottom of the first inning with Union leading Canyon View 1-0 in this best-of-3 Game 1 state championship series, as the Falcons now bring the top of the order to the plate in the bottom of the first. Bubba Ludlow, Asher Slack, and Cameron Calvez. If they get to the fourth batter, that will be Brady Anderson for the Falcons. On the mound for the Cougars, P.J. Hancock.
Yeah, I like what Coach Labrum, he talked about P.J. Hancock on the mound. He's shown a lot of trust in him, said, hey, forget about the other day, just think about what you did all season. And he's hoping to get a lot out of him today.
First pitch, ground ball to the right side by Ludlow, picked up at second by Nielsen. Throw to first is in time for the 4-3 ground out and the first out of the inning. One pitch, one out. That's a good way to start.
That's a great way to start.
You know, and you got two pitchers here who had very different outings earlier in the state tournament. Millett was lights out in Game 1 against Morgan, and then you had Hancock, who gave up 15 runs in the first inning against Manti. 13 were unearned.
Right.
There were some errors in there, but so mindsets could be a little bit different. But as you just heard Coach Labrum talk about, and you mentioned about it in what he said in the pregame show, forget that. Remember what you did all year.
That's right. Yeah.
First pitch now to Slack, misses outside. Here's the 1-0 pitch. He's going to be high and tight for ball 2, and a 2-0 hitter's count for Slack. Slack's coming off a 3-for-3 day yesterday.
Yeah, Slack's hitting the ball really well right now, just really seeing the ball and getting it into play.
2-0, curveball. Drops in for a called strike, 1 and a 2-1 count.
It's a good pitch right there after missing 2 fastballs out of the zone. Comes back with a good, hard, cutting off-speed pitch.
The 2-1's going to be in the dirt outside for ball 3. So a 3-1 hitter's count now for Slack. Time will be called by Slack in the box.
Let's adjust his helmet a little bit. Be interesting to see what Hancock comes back with on this pitch right here. As the first hitter's count, he came back with a really good curveball. See if he trusts that curveball or goes back to a fastball.
3-1 pitch. Fastball swung on, line drive, back up the middle, past the diving marks into center field. And so Asher Slack comes through with a 1-out single for the Falcons.
Good hit right there. Just drives that ball hard up the middle to give Canyon View their first base runner of the game.
So that will bring Cameron Calvez to the plate for the Falcons. Takes a sign from Coach Jacobson down the third base line. Union will shift everyone to pole on Calvez. Hancock, first pitch in the turf, ball 1. So we watched Hancock on Tuesday, and he was all the way on the other side of the road.
That's right. He was clear on the right side.
On the left side.
Or the left side.
And now he's clear on the right side today, now, at least with Calvez with the runner on first. 1-0 pitch, big swing and a miss, strike 1.
Man, a lot of bat speed on that swing right there.
You talk about getting your money's worth on your swings.
That was a hard cut.
Not very often does Cameron Calvez not get his money's worth.
I agree.
Here's the 1-1. Curveball in the turf outside for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Got some good Union fans we've got to see over the last 5 days that are here an hour and a half, 2 hours before the ball game. They're here with the team, and the last 3 days, I think I've walked past them and said, "Back for more, huh?"
Absolutely, yeah. Good fan base.
And they said, "We'll be here all 6 days if they let us." Fly ball to the right side will drift to foul and out of play for strike 2 to Calvez for a 2-2 count.
Yeah, we got a bigger crowd for Canyon View tonight. They came out to support their team, and ballpark's pretty full. It's fun to have a big crowd at a game.
Certainly helps the atmosphere in the state championship as well. 1 out, 1 on. Here's the 2-2 to Calvez. Curveball, swing and a miss, strike 3, and Calvez will go down swinging for the second out of the inning. First strikeout of the game for P.J. Hancock.
Great pitch right there by Hancock. He had kind of worked him out the whole at bat. Came with some hard fastballs in there. He just kept that breaking pitch off the outside corner of the plate and got Calvez to chase.
So that'll bring Brady Anderson to the plate now for the Falcons with 1 on and 2 outs. He stands in on the left side. First pitch on the outside edge, strike 1.
Anderson had a good game at the plate last night. He was 2 for 4, and he hit the ball really hard last night.
Runner takes off. The 0-1 pitch swung on. Ground ball to the right side. Fielded by Tyson Marks at first. He'll step on the bag for out number 3. A ground out to the first baseman for the third out of the inning. Canyon View gets a runner on, but they do not score. No runs on 1 hit, no errors by the Cougars, and 1 runner left on base through 1 inning of play. It is Union 1, Canyon View 0 in Game 1 of the 3A State Championship Series on TeamHive.live, V6 Media, and KSL Sports.
For more than 3 decades, the Intermountain Power Project has served as a model of regional energy cooperation, generating and transmitting coal-fueled electricity to a diverse group of municipal utilities and rural electric cooperatives with operations across 6 U.S. states. Now Intermountain Power is expanding its role as a regional energy hub, including utilizing renewable energy resources. Intermountain Power is proud to support and invest in our central Utah communities. Visit ipautah.com to learn more about IPP Renewed.
Johnson DeMille Engineering was founded in 1982 with a simple mission: to shape the quality of life where we live, work, and play. We are proud to serve by providing clean water, increasing access to nature and recreation, protecting homes from flooding, designing safe wastewater systems, and connecting our communities. It is our goal to create a place where people want to live, work, and enjoy life. Jones & DeMille Engineering, shaping the quality of life.
It all starts with a Chevy truck. Chevy Silverado with the TurboMax engine and best-in-class standard torque. And Chevy Silverado HD with up to 14 available camera views. Do more in a Chevy truck. Get yours now. Get $5,750 total value on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle. That's 10% below MSRP.
We're back in the 3A Baseball State Championship Series on TeamHive.live and KSL Sports. As we go to the top of the second inning, 1-0 Union leads at Canyon View in Game 1 of this series. And for the Cougars, they will bring it to the plate this inning, the 6, 7, and 8 batters. P.J. Hancock followed by Tyson Marks, then Camden Franson. And if they get to the fourth batter, that will be Cade Franson. Zach Miller on the mound for Canyon View has a quick 0-2 count to Hancock. Here's the 0-2 from Millett. Swung on, high pop-up. It'll stay in play. Bradshaw at third base, drifts into foul territory, stands there behind the bag now and makes the play for out number 1. So a P5 for Hancock, pop out to the third baseman for the first out of the inning.
Good pitching sequence right there by Millett. Just threw hard strikes and got him to get underneath that third strike or third pitch and get an out, a pop-up to third base.
It'll bring Tyson Marks to the plate now for the Cougars. He stands in on the left side. 1-0 Union leads. First pitch. This is low for ball 1. We've been talking a lot about freebies all week long. And again, the run that scored for Union was the walk. And so as you've talked about, there's no defense for a walk. So when you give those freebies up, walks, hit by pitches, reach on errors, those things, they more often than not seem to come back to bite you.
Yeah, they do. But they did a good job, did Canyon View, kind of stopping the bleeding right there to just hold it to 1 run.
Yes. 2-0 count now to Marks. Next pitch misses low for ball 3. So 3 balls, no strikes. Tyson Marks comes back in on the left side. He'll square to bunt, pull it back, watches strike one go by right down the middle for a 3-1 hitters count.
Yeah, he's a call right there for the official.
Millett resets on the mound. The 3-1 pitch swung on. Fly ball foul down the left field line. Out of play for strike 2. So a full count now to Marks.
Yeah, so after going down 3-0 in the count, Millett works it back to a full count.
Marks back in on the left side, facing the right-handed throwing Millett. 1 out, nobody on. Here's the payoff pitch. Swung on, line drive back up the middle. Ludlow coming in on a slide, makes a great catch. Bubba Ludlow with a sliding catch for out number 2.
Yeah, what a great catch right there. And we've seen Ludlow field his position well year in and year out. And that was he made that look pretty dang easy, but that was not an easy catch.
Pop-up slide for out number 2 and line out to center field for Marks. That'll bring Camden France into the plate. First pitch. It's going to miss low and away for ball 1. Millett again comes set. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss for strike 1.
Yeah, big swing on that strike that caught the upper part of the zone. You know, you and I, we talked a lot about web gems and just love to watch great defensive baseball plays, and that was one.
Yeah, yes it was. As ball 2 misses low to Franson for a 2-1 count.
And these are 2 great defensive teams. They can make some good plays.
Yes. Maybe the top 2 or at least 2 of the top center fielders in 3A here today with Gannon Labrum and Bubba Ludlow.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they fill their position very well, each of those 2 center fielders.
Strike 2 there to France on the swing and the miss, makes it a 2-2 count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2-2. It's going to miss low for ball 3. Of course, you know, we talk about that. And senior center fielder this year for Juab Bryce Bowles. The defensive plays he made last year in the state championship in the state tournament all weekend long. You know, another one of those, just when you have great defensive players and plays, what it can do to ignite your team.
Oh, absolutely. And Bowles he's great.
3-2 pitch just misses inside to Franson for a 2-out base on balls. So Franson heads to first base. That'll bring Cade Franson to the plate.
So Cade's coming up to bat. He's going to try to do his best to get that base runner around the bases, get him in scoring position. And we've seen Union do it with the bottom part of their order every game. This bottom part of their order has done a great job in the state tournament.
France with a 2-step lead. First pitch from Millett. Just misses the one away for ball 1. So you've got Camden Franson on the bases, Cade Franson at the plate. There's the 1-1 pitch from Millett. It's going to stay low for ball 2. 1-0 pitch, excuse me, so a 2-0 count now.
Yeah, we saw that he can work back. It just elevates his pitch count, but he does a good job working back when he gets down in the count.
2-0 delivery. It's on the outside edge for a called strike 1. 2 balls and a strike now to Cade Franson.
That's a good pitch right there. It's a hitter's count, and he leaves that low in the zone on the outside part of the plate, and not a lot Franson could do with that. Just lets it go by.
Throw over to first is not in time as Camden Franson dives back safely.
Yeah, he almost didn't need to dive. He was so close. By the time he dove, he was on his belly. His belly's on the base.
2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Millett sets. 2-1 pitch. This is inside for ball 3, so a hitter's count for Cade Franson. Camden Franson again takes a lead. 3-1 pitch. This is low and away for ball 4, so back-to-back walks issued by Zach Millett, and that brings the leadoff batter, Peyton Marks, to the plate with 2 outs and 2 on for the Cougars.
Yeah, that's going to get Calvez out from behind the plate, go talk to Millett, try to settle him down right here, and you got a real good hitter at the plate right here, the leadoff batter for Union, Peyton Marks. Going to try to increase their lead and try to get Franson in from second base.
Marks scored the only run of the game so far as he had a leadoff walk in the first inning, stole second base, moved to third on a ground out, and then came in to score on the RBI triple by Gavin Roberts. Cade Franson with a big lead at first. Camden Franson at second. Millett from the stretch. First pitch to Marks. Swung on. High pop-up. That's going to drift foul and get back out of play. And right on top of the dugout. Strike one. Had some fans walking right there that didn't know where the ball was, and they just tried to duck and run.
Yeah, that ball hit the dugout off the concession stand, back down onto the dugout, and it's like a ping pong ball over there.
So an 0-1 count to Marks as he stands back in on the left side. The 0-1 pitch nearly hits him, but it gets past Calvez inside. That will allow both the Fransons to move up a bag. And the second run of the game now 90 feet away for Union with 2 outs here in the top of the second, leading Canyon View 1-0. And it's now a 1-1 count to Peyton Marks.
Yeah, just a little bit of a wild pitch inside, but it looked like Marks, he just kind of reacted late to that before he pulled back, and it might have fooled Calvez a little bit, thinking it was going to hit him, and he pulled back, and the ball goes to backstop.
1-1 pitch. Just misses a bit low for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike now to Peyton Marks. Ludlow has shifted slightly into left center field with the left-handed batter up. Here's the 2-1. Swung on, ground ball to the left side. Slack knocks it down at short, picks it up, throw to first is in time for the 6-3 ground out and the third out of the inning. The Cougars threaten but do not score as the get 2 on with no runs on no hits, no errors committed by Canyon View, and 2 runners left on base through 1.5 innings of play. It is Union 1, Canyon View 0 on TeamHive.live, V6 Media, and KSL Sports.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
Are you a new CDL license holder? If so, Barney Trucking would like to train and pay you to become a world-class truck driver on state-of-the-art equipment. They also provide you with reliable, courteous support, a fantastic wage, paid holidays, solid benefits, home daily schedules, paid time off, an excellent safety record, and respect. Dependable truck drivers have been Barney Trucking's #1 investment since 1947. Start your outstanding career by applying today at barneyjobs.com. barneyjobs.com.
Expecting a bundle of joy? Beaver Valley Hospital's new maternity wing is your local haven for life's special deliveries. Combining cozy comfort with top-tier technology, they bring big city medical excellence to the heart of Beaver with that small-town touch Beaver Valley Hospital is known for. Their full-service community hospital is your health partner from inpatient care, emergency, surgical, maternity, physical therapy, home health, and hospice. Beaver Valley Hospital is proud to support Beaver High School.
Welcome back here to Salt Lake Community College as we go to the bottom of the second inning. Union leading Canyon View 1-0 in this Game 1 of the 3A State Championship Series. First pitch swinging is Zach Main as he fouls it to the right side out of play for strike one. 5, 6, and 7 batters this inning for the Falcons. Main will be followed by Zach Millett, then Kason Stoker. If they get to the fourth batter, that will be Chandler McClellan. And P.J. Hancock on the mound for Union. Has the 0-1 count. Next pitch is going to miss inside for ball 1 to Maine. 1 ball, 1 strike. One curveball stays upstairs for ball 2.
Yeah, Hancock just having a little bit of a tough time finding the zone right now.
2 balls, 1 strike. Next pitch from Hancock. Swung on, chopped ground ball to the left side. Roberts fields it at third. A throw to first is in time for the 5-3 ground out and the first out of the inning.
Good play right there. Going third to first on that ground out on a kind of somewhat of a slow bouncing ball, and it just makes a good throw.
So it'll bring Zach Millett to the plate now. He stands in on the right side. First pitch curveball. Drops in for a called strike 1.
Talk about the importance of a good defense. You look at that last play that Asher Slack makes to record that out to get out of the inning. Knocks that ball down, stays with it, makes a good hard throw.
Big swing and a miss there from Millett for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes.
And then you see this play over here at third base, get the first out of the inning for Union. So defense is huge for a pitcher.
Yes. 0-2 pitch. Curveball, just throws the bat at it. Swing and a miss, strike 3 for Millett for the second out of the inning. Second strike out of the game for P.J. Hancock.
Great curveball right there. He just kind of waving at that one. It fooled him and didn't hardly have much of a swing on that at all.
So it brings Kason Stoker to the plate. First pitch. It's going to miss inside for ball 1. There's the 1-0 delivery. Curveball drops off low and away for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes.
Stoker being real patient, waiting for a strike.
2-0 pitch misses for ball 3. So 3 balls, no strikes now to the Canyon View designated hitter. There's a 3-0. That one's going to miss for ball 4. Not all automatic on that one as Stoker draws the 2-out base on balls.
Yeah, 4 straight pitches, 4 straight balls right there. That just missed off the outside edge of the plate. It's the first walk issued by Hancock this game.
So to bring on the pinch runner is Coach Jacobson. Doing it pretty early in the game. Sure Stoker will re-enter, but they do bring on that pinch runner. That'll be Tiago Mayer.
Yeah, maybe just trying to create a little bit of momentum. Then you've got a hot-hitting Chandler McClellan. He was 2 for 4 yesterday, 2 RBIs. And
got 2 big clutch at-bats.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, he did. He was great at the plate last night.
He's in on the right side. First pitch, swung on, ground ball, chopped to the left side, will go foul for strike 1.
And he's up there swinging with some confidence in his first at-bat in this game.
He's ready to go.
Absolutely.
Oh, 1 count. The 0-1 curveball swung on, fouled off the end of the bat for strike 2 and an 0-2 count now to McClellan with 2 outs and a runner on first.
See what Hancock comes back with on that first pitch. Fastball, he gets a foul ball to the third base side, and on that curveball, he gets a foul ball to the first base side of the field.
Here's the 0-2 delivery. Swung on, fly ball into shallow right. Drifting back is Cade Franson, who is playing way shallow. He makes the catch for out number 3, so an F9 for McClellan for the 3rd out of the inning. As Canyon View gets a runner on, but they do not score. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base through 2 innings of play. In Game 1 of the 3A Baseball State Championship Series, it is Union 1, Canyon View 0 on TeamHive.live, V6 Media, and KSL Sports.
San Pete Steel in Moroni was founded in 1994 and is one of the major steel construction companies in the Intermountain West, specializing in structural steel fabrication and erection. San Pete Steel's impressive portfolio includes the Hale Theater in Sandy and structures on the campuses of the University of Utah, BYU, and UVU. San Pete Steel in Moroni, where their motto is done right and on time, at 685 East Main in Moroni. Call 800-261-1026, 800-261-1026, or SamPeteSteel.com.
When Bark detects a digital danger, I receive automatic alerts so that I can deal with problems as they arise, while still respecting my son's privacy by not having to read through every single message. Bark even delivers research-backed recommendations on dealing with the issue. This helps me and my son work together, trust each other, and build a deeper bond. Bark has helped protect millions of children while detecting tens of thousands of severe self-harm situations. Bark brings us closer together.
Get Bark protection today from Centricom on unlimited family devices. Visit Centricom.com to learn more.
We go to the top of the third inning here in the 3A Baseball State Championship Series, Game 1 of the best-of-3 series. And the Union Cougars leading Canyon View 1-0 will bring the 2, 3, and 4 batters to the plate this inning. Gannon Labrum, Xander Nilsson, and Gavin Roberts. And if they get to the fourth batter, that'll be Hayden Rich. And on the left side is Labrum. Watches ball one go by from Zach Millett. You know, I've been thinking about the center fielders in 3A. And, I mean, you'd be remiss not to think about Reggie Frischnick.
Yeah.
You know, I mean.
Absolutely.
We'll just say it. There's been some great outfield play all the way around here in this state tournament.
Yeah, there really has. We've seen some great outfield play, some great infield play. I like we talked about, I love watching a good defensive team and what they can do out in the field.
1-1 count to Labrum from Millett on the mound. Working from the stretch, the 1-1 curveball. That one drops in for a called strike 2 and a 1-2 count.
Labrum still showing a lot of patience at the plate. Every at bat, he's been very patient.
There's the 1-1 delivery from Millett. This is upstairs for ball 2, so 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That had a little something on it there. That was a hard fastball up high and tight, but it's like a little bit harder pitch than he's thrown.
So a 1-2 count. Or excuse me, a 2-2 count. Next pitch, big swing and a miss for strike 3, and Labrum will go down swinging for the first out of the inning and the third strikeout of the game for Zach Millett. Brings Xander Nilsson to the plate now for the Cougars. He stands in on the right side. First pitch. Missed just a bit upstairs. Calvez left the frame job there. Doesn't get the call.
Yeah, it must have been pretty close.
1-0 count. That one caught the outside edge for a called strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. You saw on the pitch the outfielders all kind of taking steps in on that last pitch.
Yeah. Except the left fielder's out there still pretty deep.
1-1 delivery, swung on, slow chopper to the left side. Roberts charging, fields it, throw to first is not in time as Xander Nilsson beats it out for an infield single. Here in the top of the third, a runner on and 1 out for the Cougars.
Yeah, Bradshaw did everything he could. It was just a slow rolling, we'll call it a swinging bunt, bouncing down third baseline, and just didn't have enough time to get to that, gather himself up and make the play at first base.
Yes, Bradshaw. I think it said Roberts. He's the
excuse me, Roberts. Yeah.
No, it is Bradshaw. You were
Bradshaw.
Right. I said Roberts because
okay.
I said the other third baseman, but it is Bradshaw there at third base.
All right. Well, you always got to be watching me anyway.
So that brings Gavin Roberts to the plate now for the Cougars, though, as he stands in on the right side. First pitch. He's going to miss low for ball 1.
So Gavin Roberts coming to the plate. He's 1 for 1. He had that huge triple, getting an RBI and the first run on the board for Union.
Turn and look at first. No tag applied on the throw.
Seen a couple throwovers, but nobody's really getting off the bag too far.
No. So 1-0 count. About a 2. That's about the largest lead we've seen. 2.5-step lead. Roberts hits one off the inside part of the bat into the right side through the 3-4 hole for a base hit. And throw to third is offline. Sliding in safely is Nilsson. He goes first to third on this single by Gavin Roberts. 2 on and 1 out for the Cougars here in the top of the third.
And Robert stays hot right there, hitting that into right field, being able to move the runner from first to third on a good seeing eye single into right field for Roberts.
So that'll bring Hayden Rich to the plate now for Union. Rich will hit from the right side. First pitch, swung on, slow ground ball up the middle, picked up by Millett. Throw to second is in time, throw to first is in time. They get the double play and prevent the run from scoring. The 1-6-3 double play to end the threat as Millett goes to Slack on to Anderson to get out of the inning. No runs on 2 hits, no errors committed by Canyon View, and 1 runner left on base through 2.5 innings of play. It is Union 1, Canyon View 0 on TeamHive.live, KSL Sports, and V6 Media.
At CVMC Medical Clinics, our growing team of physicians and advanced providers are shaping what rural health care can be. With an array of specialties available in world-class orthopedic medicine, our footprint is always expanding to ensure our personalized approach is reaching as many as possible. Familiar faces and expert knowledge, all of our locations can offer your family full-spectrum care in one place. Available in Nephi, Santaquin, and Fountain Green. CVMC is the place where healthcare is made personal.
My parents know nothing about gaming. I told them we needed Centricom Fiber because it's by far the fastest and most reliable internet speeds.
Hey bud, dinner's ready. Time to turn off the game box.
Alright, this round's almost over.
These days, kids do a lot of their homework online. They talk to their teachers, they receive assignments, and they do research, all from our kitchen table. That's why I chose Centricom Fiber Internet. They have the fastest and most reliable connection, so my kids can stay on top of their schoolwork.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low-rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
We're back at Cape Field on the campus of Salt Lake Community College. Robert Lovell with you alongside Corey Sorensen as we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Union leads Canyon View 1-0 in Game 1 of the best of 3A state championship series. And the Falcons will now bring the 9, 1, and 2 batters to the plate. Jaron Bradshaw, Bubba Ludlow, and Asher Slack. If they get to the 4th batter, that'll be Cameron Calvez. First pitch swinging is Bradshaw. Ground ball to the left side. Marks fields it cleanly. Throw to first is in time for the 6-3 ground out and the first out of the inning.
Yeah, hard hit ball right there directly at the shortstop. Marks keeps his glove down and just fires a strike over to first base.
Going back to great defense, huge play right there. And we were just talking off the air. Zach Millett, I'm sure he could see the runner coming home on that weak ground ball back to him. Would have been easy to just flip to home and make sure you just stop that run from coming in. Instead, he goes for 2, and they just beat the runner down to first. Really a very quick, smooth double play.
Yeah, they had to do everything perfect right there to turn that double play and prevent a run from scoring, and they did it. Great-looking double play.
Sweeping curveball from Hancock gets strike 1 called on Ludlow. Next pitch, fastball misses up for ball 1, so a 1-1 count.
Ludlow, he steps to the plate. He's 0 for 1. He hit into a 4-3 ground out in his first at bat.
He's in on the right side, the 1-1, curveball. Dropped off low for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Hancock prefers to work out of the stretch. 2-1 pitch, swung on, line drive back up the middle. He's down for a base hit for Ludlow, so a 1-out single for the Falcons puts the tying run on base.
Hard line drive right there into center field to get a runner on base for the Falcons.
So it'll bring Asher Slack to the plate now for the Falcons.
That's going to be interesting right here. Slack has been just hot as hot these last 2 games. You got Ludlow at first, ton of speed. I mean, are they going to move him? He's got a little bit bigger lead. Are they going to move him?
Two-step lead there for Ludlow. High curve ball does not drop in enough for ball one to Slack.
Interesting to see what Coach Jacobson does right here. I mean, you going to call a straight steal, hit and run, or just keep him there and just see what Slack does with the bat.
No, it sets. Ludlow about a 2.5-step lead. Swung on by Slack. Fly ball to the right side. It's going to get down for a base hit. Just a Texas leaguer. Ludlow goes first to third on the play. And runners on the corners for the Falcons with one out here in the bottom of the third inning.
Slack continues to stay hot. You know, he just fists that one off out to shallow right field and moves Ludlow to third base.
So that'll bring Cameron Calvez to the plate now for the Falcons.
Rich out there calling the defense right now with the first and third situation. Calling the play.
Calvez calls time as Hancock resets on the mound. Now Calvez digs in on the right side. Got Marks playing pretty shallow at shortstop. First pitch, curveball, high, deep fly ball to center field. Going back into left center is Labrum. He'll make the catch. Tagging is Ludlow. The throw will be cut off, and it's an RBI flyout for Cameron Calvez. And it's all tied up 1-1 Union and Canyon View here in the bottom of the third inning.
Yeah, great hit right there by Calvez to score that run. Gets a sac fly RBI. And I really like what Slack did right there. I mean, he was all the way to second, making sure that Labrum was going to catch that. If not, I mean, he's definitely going to score, but has plenty of time to get back, so why not take as much as you can get.
So that'll bring Brady Anderson to the plate. He stands in on the left side. Slack takes off on the pitch. The pitch is low and in, allowing Slack to easily take second base and move into scoring position on ball 1-2 Brady Anderson.
Starting to see Canyon View put a little bit of pressure right here on Hancock.
Anderson comes back in on the left side. One-0 pitch. Drops off low and in again. Ball two. Hitters count now for Brady Anderson.
Anderson's 0 for 1 in this game. He grounded out to first base.
2-0 pitch. That one's on the outside edge for a called strike one and a 2-1 count. 2 outs, runner on second here in the bottom of the third. 1 run across for Canyon View. It's a tie ball game, 1-1. Here's the 1-2 from Hancock. 2 Anderson just misses low for ball 3, so a 3-1 hitters count.
And what we're seeing here is these teams they're doing the damage and getting runs across the plate with 2 outs.
Yeah. So 3-1 hitters count. Anderson back in as Hancock sets. Check Slack at second. 3-1 curveball swung on. Slow chopper to the right side. Marks will pick it up, and he probably picked it up in foul territory. Didn't get to it in time. So new life for Brady Anderson. Just a slow rolling strike 2.
Yeah, he was hustling up the first baseline there and trying to pick that up in fair territory, but it just barely got off the line. It was close.
Yes. He had the easily to apply the tag there after he picked it up. But
yeah, and Marks is playing really deep right now, and then that's, I mean, if he'd have played a step closer, he would have caught that in fair territory for sure, but just playing deep, wasn't able to get to it before it went foul.
So count is full now for Anderson, runner on second. 2 outs here in the bottom of the third, 1-1 your score. Hancock, the payoff pitch. Swung on, line drive, right to Tyson Marks at first base for out number 3. So an L3 for Anderson. Line out to the first baseman for the third out of the inning. But Canyon View has tied things up. They get 1 run on 2 hits in the inning. No errors committed by Union. And 1 runner left on base through 3 innings of play. It is Union 1, Canyon View 1 on TeamHive.live. V6 Media, and KSL Sports.
As a parent, you never want to see your child struggling with suicidal thoughts. But today, the threat is hidden deep within their phones. That's why I rely on Bark. Built by parents, for parents. Bark's award-winning dashboard monitors text messages, emails, and over 30 different apps and platforms for potential safety concerns. Hey, can we talk?
We at Centricom want to help every family protect their children. Get Bark protection today from Centricom on unlimited family devices. Visit Centricom.com to learn more.
Since 1947, Barney Trucking has built a reputation of unparalleled customer service and satisfaction in the trucking industry. Barney Trucking is now hiring drivers statewide, including Beaver, Millard, Sevier, San Pete, Juab, Carbon, Emery, Utah, and Salt Lake counties, as well as many other locations. The job includes a home daily schedule, excellent pay, benefits, training, retirement, a positive work environment, and requires a Class A CDL license with doubles endorsement. To apply, go to barneyjobs.com. That's barneyjobs.com.
Welcome back here to Salt Lake Community College's Kate Field as we go to the top of the fourth inning in a tie ball game. Union 1, Canyon View 1 in game 1 of the best of 3 3A state championship series. And the Cougars will bring the 6, 7, and 8 batters to the plate this inning with P.J. Hancock, Tyson Marks, and Camden Franson. If they get to the fourth batter, that will be Cade Franson. First pitch swinging is Hancock. Hard hit line drive. Foul! Just foul down the left field line. Oh, I thought I was going to be saying fair right there as it looked like it landed right on the line, but just foul for a long, loud strike 1-2 Hancock.
Yeah, I agree. From our vantage point, I thought that hit the line, but we don't have the best angle, and obviously the official do. But, man, that thing was hit hard.
Yes.
Definitely an extra base hit right there, if that stays fair.
Instead, Hancock comes back to the plate. Here's the 0-1 from Millett. Curveball. Stays up for ball 1.
So Mills thinking, I'm not going to miss in that spot again. Let him have another chance, and leaves that curveball up high for a ball.
There's the 1-1 pitch. Caught the outside edge for a called strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I think Calvez did a really good job right there, framing that pitch and getting a called strike for his pitcher.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Curveball swung on and chopped foul to the left side as Hancock battles to stay alive. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Check swing, foul ball. Not sure where that even hit on the bat, maybe the knob.
Yeah, it had to hit the knob. That one hit the knob. That hit his hands.
So, count remains 1-2. Leadoff batter this inning for Union is P.J. Hancock. The 1-2 from Millett. Swung on and fouled back to the screen as he continues to battle.
Yeah, good at bat right here for Hancock. He's seen quite a few pitches, fouled some off, and just trying to get his timing down right here. And try to help out his own cause and get on base.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Millett continues to set. Curveball up above the back of Hancock for ball 2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Just a little bit inside there.
Millett again comes set. Here's the 2-2. Misses up and away for ball 3, so a full count now to Hancock.
So Hancock works back, and he's seen quite a few pitches in this at bat.
Here's the 3-2 payoff pitch from Millett. Curveball hits him in the helmet. So the hit by pitch will send Hancock to the base, first base, to lead off the inning for the Cougars. Puts the go-ahead run on for Union. And pitching coach out for the Falcons.
I guess that's why you wear those helmets right there.
Giving an update on the 2A one-loss quarterfinal game going on right now, still with the previous 3A format. It is South Sevier leading Grand County 4-0 in the top of the second inning.
Yeah, both these teams playing really well and trying to get to tomorrow.
Umpire here is going to go out and say that mound visit's long enough.
I don't even know what the official time is on a mound visit. How many?
I don't know. And some umps will walk out there quickly. This one was content to just kind of slowly saunter out there.
Yeah, he wasn't in a big hurry, just enjoying the evening. By the way, we did get some sunshine today up here. What a great thing to have a little bit of sunshine when you're playing a game of baseball. So.
That's right. So Tyson Marks comes to the plate now for Union with the runner on first. No outs here in the top of the fourth in a 1-1 ball game. First pitch swinging, fouled back to the screen, strike one.
Good hard cut right there, just fouls it off. Tyson Marks, he's 0 for 1. He had a line out to center field in his first at bat. That's the one that Ludlow made that great
Yes.
play.
The 0-1 pitch. Off speed, drops in for a called strike, 2 and a 0-2 count.
Now, Robert, with the sun shining today, that does create shadows. About 3/4 of the outfield right now is in a shadow. Left field is not. It should be 2/3, I guess, because there's 3 spots. But shadows do create issues.
And moving shadows, as you saw the semi-truck go by on Bangerter.
Yeah.
That caused a moving shadow across. Next pitch misses low for ball 1. So on that will mess with a fielder's depth perception.
Yeah, it really does.
And how quickly a ball's coming.
And also to the hitter right there, because you got a shadow between the plate and the mound, and then that moving shadow with it. That's tough.
Time called by Marks in the box. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs here in the top of the 4th inning. Runner on first for Union. Getting a lead at first is Hancock. The 1-2 pitch. That'll miss up and away for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Hancock's getting a little more daring over there with about maybe a half a step bigger lead than we've seen by some of the other players, but still not a lot of a lead.
So a 2-2 count. Yeah, it goes to about a 2.5 step lead right around there. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swung on off the handle to the left side. Asher Slack at short is there to field it. A P6 for Tyson Marks. Pop up to the shortstop for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, it looked like Marks just he had to fist that one off, and just a lazy little pop up to shortstop.
So 1 out, 1 on. Camden Franson comes to the plate now for the Cougars.
Franson's 0 for 0. He reached on a walk his first at bat.
Runner takes off on the pitch, misses outside. Throw down to second is not in time as he slides in safely. Does P.J. Hancock to move into scoring position.
Great backup right there by Slack to get over, and that ball was low away from McClellan trying to cover second base, but Slack was right where he needed to be, and kept that ball to where Hancock couldn't take another base.
1-0 count for Franson. Millett comes set. 1-0 pitch, swung on, hard hit, line drive to left, and Thomas is there to reel it in for out number 2. An L7 for Franson, line out to left for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, you're right. That was a hard hit ball, but out there in left field, Thomas, he didn't have to move very far at all to record that out.
So it brings Cade Franson to the plate with 2 outs and runner on second in a 1-1 ball game. He stands it on the right side. First pitch. This is low and away for ball 1.
Cade Franson, he steps to the plate. He's also reached his first plate appearance on a walk.
He'll come back in on the right side of the 1-0 count. Hancock at second base. 1-0 pitch. Right down the middle, strike one.
Yeah, no question on that one. That's a hard throwing fastball down the middle.
The 1-1 delivery from Millett. That curveball sweeps away for ball two. So 2-1 count. Next one from Millett. Fastball misses inside, ball three, and a hitter's count now for Cade Franson. Got 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. Union with the go-ahead run at second base in a 1-1 ball game of the 3A State Championship Series, Game 1.
With that 3-1 count, Asher Slack's out there calling a play. He's giving some signs to the catcher. Wonder if they're going to try to backpick Hancock right here.
Yes, they do. Throw 2, Slack goes off his glove into center field. Ludlow there to back it up, though, to hold Hancock at second.
Good job by Ludlow. He's paying attention to what's going on as well and moving in on that to back up that. Otherwise, you're definitely moving Hancock to third base if he's not seeing what's going on in the infield.
So 3-1 hitters count for Franson as he stands back in on the right side. Millett sets. 3-1 pitch. It's going to miss in for ball 4. So Cade Franson for the second time today reaches on a base on balls. That puts 2 on with 2 outs, and Peyton Marks coming to the plate at the top of the order for the Cougars.
That's a good at bat right there by Franson. He goes down the count, sees a bunch of pitches, and ends up reaching base on another walk.
Marks in on the left side. First pitch from Millett. Breaking ball hits him in the leg. So that will load the bases for Gannon Labrum as it's 2 hit by pitches and a walk that load the bases here for the Cougars with 2 outs in the top of the 4th inning in a tie ball game.
Big spot right here for Labrum. A great opportunity for him to give his team a big lead. I mean, you get a double out to the wall, you'll clear the bases.
Labrum's 0 for 2 in the game. He struck out looking once and swinging once. And Coach Labrum's going to call time and come down and visit with his sophomore 2-hitter and son.
I think they were giving Marks a little bit of chance to kind of stretch his leg a little bit, being hit right there and just right above the knee.
Bases loaded. Labrum stands back in on the left side as the runners take their lead. First pitch swinging, fly ball into shallow left, coming in. Thomas won't get there. 1 run comes in. They throw the stop sign up for Franson at third base, and the bases remain loaded. Union goes back in front, 2-1 on the RBI single for Gannon Labrum.
Yeah, Labrum comes up in a big spot, and he delivers right there with an RBI to give Union the 1-run lead with 2 outs. All 3 scores. All 2 runs from Union and the 1 run by Canyon View have all come with 2 outs in the inning.
So that'll bring Xander Nilsson to the plate with 2 outs, and the base is still loaded. First pitch from Millett. Breaking ball. Outside for ball 1. Nilsson's 1 for 2 in the game.
Yeah, he had an infield base hit his last at bat.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swung on and fouled off the handle to the right side out to 90th South for strike 1.
I am keeping track again, by the way.
There weren't as many yesterday.
No, there was actually about 5 in the 2 games.
Yeah, that Monday and Tuesday we saw a bunch, even Wednesday. 1-1 pitch. That one's going to go high out the glove of Calvez. Coming home is Franson, and he will slide in safely on the wild pitch. It's now 3-1. Union leads Canyon View, still with 2 on and 2 out here in the top of the 4th inning.
Yeah, that one hurts right there. Gets another run across the plate for Union. And Millett did a good job as Calvez threw that back to the plate. Runners coming in sliding, and it easily could have got away from him, but Millett did a good job keeping the ball in front of him and to avoid another run from coming across.
Next pitch is swung on high, fly ball to right field. Drifting back to his left is Maine, and he'll make the catch for out number 3. So an F9 for Nilsson for the third out of the inning, but Union puts 2 more on the board. They get 2 runs on 1 hit. No errors committed by Canyon View, and 2 runners left on base through 3.5 innings of play. We're halfway home. It's Union 3, Canyon View 1 on TeamHive.live at KSL Sports and V6 Media.
I'm Dr. Brandon Beck, and I'm one of the general surgeons at Central Valley Medical Center. One of the best parts of my job as a general surgeon is to interact with a wide variety of people. And many of those people have experienced chronic conditions or painful things for many years. And there is nothing better than helping them to work through those conditions and to have an improved quality of life. I'm happy to be back in Utah at Central Valley Medical Center serving the people in our community.
Honey's Marketplace invites you to experience their refreshing variety and signature items. Honey's Marketplace features a wide selection of camping supplies, a garden nursery, and fresh floral department. Experience fresh-baked artisan breads and pastries in their bakery, and sushi made fresh every day. Get all this with hometown service you deserve. Fresh, friendly, and close to home. Honey's Marketplace, 260 East, 300 South in Kanab.
Embark on your journey to radiant skin with Sam Pete Skin Bar. Whether you are looking to address specific skin concerns, kickstart your skincare routine, or simply indulge in relaxation, we've got you covered.
We're back here at Kate Field on the campus of Salt Lake Community College as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning with the Union Cougars leading Canyon View 3-1. First pitch swinging is Zach Main. High fly ball to center field. Gannon Labrum is there for out number 1 for the first out of the inning as the Falcons will bring to the plate the 5, 6, and 7 batters. Zach Main will now be followed by Zach Millett, then Kason Stoker. If they get to the 4th batter, that will be Chandler McClellan for the Falcons as Millett now stands in on the right side. There's the first pitch. That'll miss inside for ball 1. Millett's 0 for 1 in the game. He struck out swinging for the second out of the 2nd inning. 1-0 pitch from P.J. Hancock. Still on the mound for the Cougars. Misses low for ball 2. So a hitter's count now for Millett. Hancock through 3 innings was at 41 pitches. Here's the 2-0 curveball. Drops in for a called strike on the outside half for a 2-1 count. Through 4 innings now for Millett, he's elevated his pitch count up to 79 after a 27-pitch inning in the 4th. Time called by Millett. He steps back in on the right side. 2-1 delivery. Sweeping curveball drops off low for ball 3. So a 3-1 hitter's count for Millett. Looking for his first hit of the game. 3-1 pitch from Hancock. Ground ball to the left side. Gets hit by the diving Roberts, and it'll carry him into left field. So a 1-out single for Zach Millett puts a runner on for the Falcons. And that will bring the DH Kason Stoker to the plate.
Good effort right there by Roberts, but not able to glove that one, and ball kind of jumps away from Marks as well.
So Stoker will stand in on the right side, get some coaching from Coach Jacobson on the third baseline. Well, they did bring on the speed-up runner for Millett, so that'll be Ryder Miller on base now for the Falcons. Miller takes about a 2.5 step lead at first. First pitch from Hancock to Stoker. In there for a called strike 1 right at the bottom part of the zone.
Yeah, good pitch right there to challenge him. Kept it in the middle of the plate, but he kept it down in the zone. So good pitch.
That's the first strike that Stoker has seen after walking on 4 pitches back in the 2nd inning. Throw to first by Hancock. Not in time. No tag even applied by Tyson Marks. Ryder Miller dives back safely. Tying run at the plate here for the Falcons in the bottom of the fourth inning. Union leading 3-1. Hancock sets. The 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss for strike two. Just a bit behind it for Stoker.
Yeah, big cut right there by Stoker. He kind of nods his head like, yeah, I missed that one. But I think he's like, give me another one of those.
Hancock again from the stretch. Runner takes off on the pitch, misses high. No throw by Rich. Didn't quite grab it cleanly, so Ryder Miller comes in and steals second base to get into scoring position on ball 1-2 Case and Stoker and a 1-2 count.
Yeah, just couldn't find the handle on that, and therefore now you got a runner on second base in scoring position.
Again, Hancock sets. Here's the 1-2 to Stoker. Sweeping curveball low and away for ball two. Kind of an awkward delivery on that one from Hancock.
Yeah, it was.
Kind of had a hitch.
Yeah, he did.
About halfway through. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, runner on second for Canyon View with Union leading 3-1. Time called.
Shadows are all gone now as the sun's gone down behind the hill.
2-2, ground ball to the right side, fielded at second by Nielsen. Throw to first is in time for the 4-3 ground out and the second out of the inning. It does, though, move Miller over to third base, 90 feet away from home with Chandler McClellan coming up.
Yeah, that's stolen base. That's a big stolen base right there. That's a sharp hit ground ball to second base. Would have been an opportunity to turn a double play. But now you've got 1 out with the runner on third and opportunity to bring a run across the plate to cut the lead.
McClellan stands in, watches strike one go by for the 0-1 count. Hancock from the stretch, the 0-1 pitch. Curveball in the dirt outside for ball one.
Job by Hayden Rich to slide out there and keep that ball in play and not let it get to the screen.
There's the 1-1. On the inside edge for a called strike two. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to McClellan. Hancock shakes off the sign, takes the next. 2 outs, runner on third, time called as they both step off or step out and reset. There's the 1-2. Ground ball foul as he inside outs it does McClellan to stay alive in the at-bat.
Yeah, good swing right there by McClellan. That was a breaking ball that started in, coming across the plate. And McClellan does a good job fighting that one off and gets it back in the box to take another swing.
Here's the 1-2. That one misses low for ball two. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on third here for the Falcons. Trailing by 2 runs to Union. 3-1 here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Yeah, the Union crowd, they thought that was a good pitch. They wanted that call, but McClellan, he's shortening up, choking up on the bat.
2-2, a curveball just broke enough to miss him, but misses inside for ball 3 and a full count.
Yeah, that didn't miss him by much.
Counts full. Payoff pitch from Hancock. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and McClellan will go down swinging for the 3rd out of the inning. 3rd strikeout of the game for P.J. Hancock as the Falcons threaten, but they do not score. No runs on 1 hit, no errors committed by the Cougars, and 1 runner left on base through 4 innings of play. It's Union 3, Canyon View 1 in the first game of the Best of 3 3A State Championship Series on TeamHive.live, KSL Sports, and V6 Media.
Embark on your journey to radiant skin with Sam Pete Skin Bar. Whether you are looking to address specific skin concerns, kickstart your skincare routine, or simply indulge in relaxation, we've got you covered. Facials, microneedling, seasonal chemical peels, and more. Located at 210 West Main Street in Mount Pleasant, Utah. Visit our website at sampeteskinbar.com or call or text 435-314 888-222-6024 to book your appointment today.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. On our website, you're not going to wade through a bunch of unrelated content. You bring up TeamHive.live and you're just going to find a lot of high school sports and events. We've created tools that make it super easy for you to create events and stream to our site. And if you ever need help with anything, you can give me a call. So I want to invite your school to join the team. If you're a Utah high school, you can stream live on TeamHive. That's TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
We're back here at Salt Lake Community College's Kate Field. Robert Lovell with you alongside Corey Sorensen here on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom, V6 Media, and KSL Sports in Game 1 of the Best of 3 State Championship Series between Union and Canyon View. And the Cougars lead at 3-1. They bring to the plate this inning the 4, 5, and 6 batters. Gavin Roberts, Hayden Rich, P.J. Hancock, and if they get to the 4th batter, that is Tyson Marks. Zach Millett on the mound for Canyon View. First pitch missed low and in to Roberts. Here's the 1-0. Swung on, ground ball back of the middle, slack charging, fields it off the hop. Throw to first is in time for the 6-3 ground out and the first out of the inning. The first time today they've gotten Gavin Roberts out.
Yeah, Roberts, he's been swinging a hot bat this game, but hits that one to shortstop and on a 6-3 ground out.
Brings Hayden Rich to the plate now for the Cougars.
Rich, he's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and hit into a 1-6-3 double play.
First pitch, right down the middle, strike one. Yeah, an incredible 1-6-3 double play.
It was. Yeah, well executed double play.
Millett comes set. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball. Caught the inside edge for strike two as Rich was stepping out of the way. 0-2 count.
That's a good breaking ball right there by Millett. He really fooled Rich on that one, and he was backing out on that one.
One out, no one on. Millett takes the sign, the 0-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss, strike three, and Rich will go down swinging for the second out of the inning and fourth strikeout of the game for Zach Millett.
Good pitch right there by Millett. He just kind of kept going to the inside part of the plate, just went in, and ends up getting a strikeout.
Brings P.J. Hancock up now for the Cougars. First pitch, swinging a foul tip, strike one. Defense playing pretty well straight up for Hancock. The 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball misses away. Ball one and a 1-1 count.
In this 3A tournament, we've already said the defense is playing straight up.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of shifting, especially in the outfield.
Yes.
This 3A tournament.
Here's the 1-1. Big swing and a miss. Foul tip, strike two.
Yeah, good hard cut right there. Just catches the top of the ball and fouls it off into Calvez's glove.
Millett again sets. 2 outs, no one on. The 1-2 pitch. Curveball misses outside for ball two. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hancock 0 for 1 in the game. Popped out to the third baseman in the second inning. Got hit by a pitch and came around to score in the fourth. All 3 runs that have scored for Union reached via either a walk or a hit by pitch.
Yep.
2-2 pitch, swung on and fouled to the right side, out of play to 90th South as Hancock battles.
Another donation to I don't know,
the glass company.
Yeah, perhaps. What city are we in right here? Are we in Murray or where are we?
2-2 pitch, swung on and
There's
foul to the
another.
right side, again out of play to 90th South as Hancock continues to battle.
I was going to say like the Murray Little League, but whoever.
West Jordan, it's the Jordan campus.
Oh, that's true, West Jordan Little League. How about that?
Count remains 2-2. Millett again comes set. Pitch to Hancock. Curveball. called. Strike 3, and Hancock will go down looking for the third out of the inning. 5th strikeout of the game for Zach Millett. For the first time today, he sits down the Cougars in order. 1, 2, 3 they go. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no runners left on base through 4.5 innings of play. It is Union 3, Canyon View 1 on TeamHive.live, V6 Media, and KSL Sports.
The Beaver Medical Clinic has built a reputation of providing compassionate health care for residents of Beaver and Iron counties. You'll appreciate the professional services of Drs. Roger Smith, Wade Oakton, Lance Smith, Rhett Smith, and nurse practitioners Wade Hollingshead, Lindsay Cheney, Robin Horton, and Joan Yardley. The Beaver Medical Clinic is a family practice offering affordable health care and convenient payment options, with offices in Beaver, Milford, and Parowan.
For more than 3 decades, the Intermountain Power Project has served as a model of regional energy cooperation, generating and transmitting coal-fueled electricity to a diverse group of municipal utilities and rural electric cooperatives with operations across 6 U.S. states. Now Intermountain Power is expanding its role as a regional energy hub, including utilizing renewable energy resources. Intermountain Power is proud to support and invest in our central Utah communities. Visit IPAUtah.com to learn more about IPP Renewed.
Jones & DeMille Engineering was founded in 1982 with a simple mission: to shape the quality of life where we live, work, and play. We are proud to serve by providing clean water, increasing access to nature and recreation, protecting homes from flooding, designing safe wastewater systems, and connecting our communities. It is our goal to create a place where people want to live, work, and enjoy life. Jones & DeMille Engineering, shaping the quality of life.
To the bottom of the 5th inning we go here in Game 1 of this 3A State Championship Series, as the Union Cougars lead Canyon View 3-1, and the Falcons will bring the 9, 1, and 2 batters to the plate this inning. Jaron Bradshaw, Bubba Ludlow, and Asher Slack. If they get to the 4th batter, that's Cameron Calvez. Quick 1-0 count from P.J. Hancock to Bradshaw. Curveball drops in for strike 1.
Bradshaw, he's 0 for 1 in the game, hit into a 6-3 ground out.
So 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 from Hancock, breaking ball. Misses away for ball 2. Just 59 pitches through 4 innings for Hancock. He's been really, if you can keep it 15 or less per inning on average, you're right where you want to be able to throw a complete game and give you a few extra pitches here and there. 2-1 pitches swung on and fouled off the handle for strike 2 and a 2-2 count. On the other side of things, though, for Zach Millett, now through 5, he's up at 91.
Yeah, I think these Union Cougar pitchers, they've found the recipe. It's just like keep the ball down, rely on your defense, and keep your pitch count low.
2-2 pitch is fouled to the left side as Bradshaw battles.
Not trying to do too much. He's had 2 strikeouts in the game, but only keeping his pitch count way low. Utilize his defense.
Again, the 2-2 from Hancock. Swung on, high pop up to the right side. Franson in right field, drifts to his left, and makes the play for out number 1. So an F9 for Jaron Bradshaw. Fly out to right field for the first out of the inning. That'll bring Bubba Ludlow to the plate now for the Falcons. Trenton Bubba Ludlow.
Is that his nickname or is that his middle name?
Nickname.
Yeah, okay, all right.
I've never heard anybody that actually call him Trenton.
Except me,
for
I
an
guess.
official.
Yeah, okay.
You know.
Yeah. I didn't know it was Bubba until we got here. So.
First pitch drops off in the turf for ball 1 to Ludlow. He's 1 for 2 in the game, ground out to second, and a single and a run scored in the 3rd inning.
Yeah, and his last hit into center field, he just roped that thing, hard line drive.
Next one from Hancock. Curveball in there for a called strike.
The catcher Hayden Rich, he was calling that strike before the official did. He pointing at his pitch right. Good job.
Yeah.
He knew that one was a strike.
So a 1-1 count. Pitch from Hancock. Swung on and a foul tip straight down for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Ludlow. Coach Labram's out of the dugout.
I wonder if they got their little crossed up in their signs right there.
Yeah, he's not sure what happened right there. He kind of talked to the umpire a little bit as he was going out and then went back.
Yeah, but Rich went out there and talked to Hancock. I wonder if they just were a little bit crossed up. I don't know.
1-2 count. Pitch from Hancock to Ludlow. Check swings that one as he sweeps through. The flip to first is in time from Marks to Hancock for the second out. I have no idea how Ludlow hit that ball. I thought it was going to hit him.
Yeah, I haven't a clue either. I mean, he's jumping backwards and he swings the bat as he's jumping backwards and
slaps one down the right first base line and ends up being a 3-1 ground out for the second out of the inning.
I mean, that truly was a defensive swing right there.
So that brings Asher Slack to the plate now for the Falcons. First pitch from Hancock, misses low and in, ball one.
And Asher Slack is 2 for 2 in the game, 2 singles, and is the hottest bat, I'd say, on either team right now.
Yeah.
He's been a hard out.
5 for 5 in his last 5 plate appearances. Next one, caught the outside edge for a called strike one on a 1-1 count.
He's really picking up the ball well and putting it into play.
So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, nobody on. Bottom of the 5th inning. The 1-1, curveball. Drops off low for ball 2. That's to a 1-loss quarterfinal. South Sever's opened up an 8-2 lead over Grand in the top of the 3rd inning of that one. We're bottom 5 here. 2-1 pitch. Drops in and caught the inside edge for a called strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 Slack. Hancock shakes out the sign, takes the next. Now he's going to step off the mound.
We talked about this a little bit last night. Slack is right up on the painted line. His back knee, his right knee is out in the strike zone over the plate.
2-2 pitch, ground ball right back to Hancock. Throw to first in time for the 1-3 ground out and the 3rd out of the inning. And for the first time today, P.J. Hancock sits down the Falcons in order. 1, 2, 3 they go. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no runners left on base through 5 complete. It is Union 3, Canyon View 1 in the first game of the 3A Baseball State Championship Series on TeamHive.live, V6 Media, and KSL Sports.
It all starts with a Chevy truck. Chevy Silverado with the Turbo Max engine and best-in-class standard torque. And Chevy Silverado HD with up to 14 available camera views. Do more in a Chevy truck. Get yours now.
Get $5,750 total value on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle. That's 10% below MSRP. See your Rocky Mountain Chevy dealers.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
Are you a new CDL license holder? If so, Barney Trucking would like to train and pay you to become a world-class truck driver on state-of-the-art equipment. They also provide you with reliable, courteous support, a fantastic wage, paid holidays, solid benefits, home daily schedules, paid time off, an excellent safety record, and respect. Dependable truck drivers have been Barney Trucking's #1 investment since 1947. Start your outstanding career by applying today at barneyjobs.com. barneyjobs.com.
We're back here at Salt Lake Community College. 5 innings in the book and a 2-run lead for the Union Cougars in this first game of the best of 3 3A State Championship Series as the Union Cougars lead at Canyon View 3-1. And for Union, they'll bring the 7, 8, 9 batters to the plate here in the top of the 6th. Tyson Marks, Camden Franson, and Cade Franson. If they get to the 4th batter, the leadoff hitter is Peyton Marks. Zach Millett still on the mound for the Falcons. He's at 91 pitches through his 5 innings. Here's the first pitch. On the outside edge, strike 1, 2, Marks.
Tyson Marks comes to the plate. He's 0 for 2 in the game. Line out to center and a pop-up to shortstop.
The 0-1 from Millett. Misses inside for ball 1 and a 1-1 count. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch from Millett. Swung on and fouled back to the screen for strike 2. And a 1-2 count.
Yeah, if you're Coach Jakesman right now, you're hoping that Millett can get out there and keep his pitch count low and get you another full inning, but that's what their hopes are.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Again, Millett sets. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Curveball stays up and away for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Union looking to add to their lead here in the 6th. Next pitch from Millett misses inside for ball 3 and a full count. Counts full for Marks as he stands back in on the left side. Leadoff batter this inning for the Cougars. Millett comes set from the stretch. Here's the 3-2 payoff pitch. Check swing. Did not go around. They'll ask the third base umpire. He says he did not go around, and so Marks will draw the leadoff base on balls, and that's when Canyon View has given up runs. All 3 runs have come in on early in the inning walks or hit by pitches.
Yeah, you're right. And they just kill you.
So that'll bring Camden France into the plate. He stands in on the right side. First pitch, misses high for ball 1.
But Miller, he can make up for it right here. He can try to keep something low, get a hard ground ball, see if they can't turn another double play, which is the pitcher's best friend.
Yep. Marks about a 2-step lead at first base. It's the 1-0 pitch. That one's on the outside edge for a called strike 1 and a 1-1 count.
Yeah, good pitch right there to come back and even up the count.
Again, Franson's 0 for 1 in the game. Mark steps off the bag at first. Here's the 2-0. Takes off on the pitch. Swing and a miss on the curveball. Throw to second is not in. No, they got him.
Got him.
He must have had his hand come off the base. Coach Labram's wondering how he called him out right there, which, as you could tell by my initial reaction, I thought he was going to be safe too. See if we can get a look here. It looks like he's easily there.
Yeah, it looks like he got his left hand on the bag. He was under the tag. That was a good throw right there from Calvez. He never left his knees.
Yeah. So they get the out at second base for the first out of the inning. It's a 1-2 count now to Camden Franson with nobody on. 1-2 pitch. This is outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
So good job right there by Canyon View to kill the momentum and take away that base on balls.
2-2. Curveball drops off low. So a 3-2 full count. Millett again works from the stretch as he comes set. Back-to-back batters. Here's the full count pitch. Swung on and fouled back to the screen as Franson battles.
It's one thing these Union hitters have done. They've battled up at the plate. Multiple hitters this game have seen a lot of pitches in their at-bats.
Again, here's a 3-2 payoff pitch. Curveball drops off low for ball 4. So back-to-back walks issued by Millett. Puts a runner on with 1 out. Cade Franson coming to the plate. Puts him at 103 pitches. Coach Labram's even looking over to the Canyon View dugout.
Checking the pitch count.
They're going to bring on a pinch runner, it looks like. He's letting them know who the pinch runner is.
Oh, okay.
I believe out there it is Ryan Oakey, I believe. That's the pinch runner.
Okay, Ryan Oakey. He's pitched a heck of a game the other day.
Yes, he did. Now Coach Jacobson will come out of the dugout and head to the mound for a visit. Possibly a pitching change here with 1 on, 1 out. Canyon View trailing Union 3-1.
Do you see anybody warming up I don't.
It'd have to be, well, they're pulling
They're
Zach
gonna pull
Main in
that,
from
okay,
right field.
coming in from right field.
So a pitching change happening here for the Falcons. It's 3-1. Union leads Canyon View, top of the 6th inning with a runner on first for the Union Cougars. And Cade Franson coming to the plate with 1 out. We'll take the break for the pitching change here on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom, V6 Media, and KSL Sports.
Expecting a bundle of joy? Beaver Valley Hospital's new maternity wing is your local haven for life's special deliveries. Combining cozy comfort with top-tier technology, they bring big city medical excellence to the heart of Beaver with that small-town touch Beaver Valley Hospital is known for. Their full-service community hospital is your health partner from inpatient care, emergency, surgical, maternity, physical therapy, home health, and hospice. Beaver Valley Hospital is proud to support Beaver High School.
San Pete Steel in Moroni was founded in 1994 and is one of the major steel construction companies in the Intermountain West, specializing in structural steel fabrication and erection. San Pete Steel's impressive portfolio includes the Hale Theater in Sandy and structures on the campuses of the University of Utah, BYU, and UVU. San Pete Steel in Moroni, where their motto is done right and on time, at 685 East Main in Moroni. Call 800-261-1026, 800-261-1026, or sanpetesteel.com.
When Bark detects a digital danger, I receive automatic alerts so that I can deal with problems as they arise, while still respecting my son's privacy by not having to read through every single message. Bark even delivers research-backed recommendations on dealing with the issue. This helps me and my son work together, trust each other, and build a deeper bond. Bark has helped protect millions of children while detecting tens of thousands of severe self-harm situations. Bark brings us closer together.
Get Bark protection today from Centricom on unlimited family devices. Visit Centricom.com to learn more.
We're back here at Salt Lake Community College. Robert Lovell with you alongside Corey Sorensen. A pitching change for the Canyon View Falcons as Zach and Zach trade places. Zach Main comes in from right field. Zach Millett heads from the mound to right field. And that'll bring Cade Franson to the plate with 1 out and 1 on here for the Cougars in the top of the 6th inning, leading Canyon View 3-1. First pitch from Zach Main, strike 1.
Yeah, good pitch. Coming in there in relief and gets a first pitch strike for Maine. That doesn't confuse the folks at home. Zach for Zach.
Zach M for Zach M. How about that?
There you go. Yeah.
2.5 step lead at first base for Ryan Oakey. The 0-1 pitch misses outside for ball 1 to Franson, and a 1-1 count. Throw over to first, not in time as Oakey dives back safely. I think they might have had him leaning a little bit there, but
yeah, that was a quick move right there.
There's the 1-1 pitch. Swung on, high pop-up into center field. Ludlow calls for it on the run, and he'll make the catch right in front of Zach Miller, who's just standing there.
Yeah.
Out number 2.
Ludlow run a long way right there. That ball's cutting back, and the wind's blowing it that way to right field. But Ludlow had a beat on it, runs it down, and for out number 2.
So that'll bring Peyton Marks to the plate now. He stands in on the left side. Oakey about a 2.5 step lead at first. First pitch to Marks. Misses inside for ball 1. 2 outs in the inning. Maine's going to step off the mound and look him back to the bag.
Yeah, with Marks up right here, I just kind of wonder if Coach Laver's thinking, man, we're going to give Oakey an opportunity to steal. If he gets thrown out, our leadoff batter comes to the plate next inning.
Yeah. Next pitch missed for ball 2 and a 2-0 count now to the leadoff batter. That one's on the outside edge for a called strike 1 and a 2-1 count. 2 balls, 1 strike. Again, Oakey will take a lead at first. Throw over, not in time again.
And maybe Canyon View thinks the same thing, that he may try to take a base.
2-1 pitch, big swing and a miss for strike 2.
Got Peyton Marks here. He's 0 for 1 in the game, but he's reached base twice, once on a base on balls, and then he's been hit by a pitch, and he's come across to score a run.
Here's the 2-2. That breaking ball misses outside for ball 3, so a full count to Marks.
Probably be moving right here with a full count, 2 outs.
Runner takes off. Foul ball to the left side, out of play as Marks battles and makes it so Ryan Oakey gets the head back to first base. Our grounded second.
Yeah, he's getting those legs warmed up.
Count remains full.
He's pretty quick.
Yeah. Yeah, he got there in a hurry. Full count with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. 3-1. Union leads Canyon View. Cougars trying to add to their lead as Canyon View tries to keep it at 2. The payoff pitch misses up for ball 4, and Marks will draw the 2-out base on balls. 2 on now for the Cougars. 2 outs, and Gannon Labrum coming to the plate.
Yeah, Maine wanted that pitch. He thought it was close enough for 2 strikes, but official disagrees, and Marks reaches again on another walk.
So Maine working from the stretch comes set. First pitch to Labrum. It's going to miss out for ball 1.
Labrum, he came to bat in his last at bat, came at a big spot, and he got an RBI single to left field.
Coach Jacobson is out of the dugout talking to the home plate umpire, questioning that strike zone. As Cameron Calvez went out to visit with Maine on the mound. So 1-0 count. Pitch to Labrum. That one caught the outside edge for a called strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runners take their lead with 2 outs. Here's the 1-1. Same spot, strike 2.
Yeah, good pitch coming back in that exact same spot. Got Slack out there. He's calling a play at shortstop again. But Maine, he's not Hardy. He's not really even checked. Well, he checks him right there. Checks the runner.
1-2. Swung on. Fly ball into center field. Ludlow coming in. Makes the play for out number 3. So an F8 for Labrum for the 3rd out of the inning. As the Cougars threaten, but they don't score. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base through 5.5 innings of play. It's Union 3, Canyon View 1 in Game 1 of the Best of 3 3A State Championship Series on TeamHive.live, V6 Media, and KSL Sports.
At CVMC Medical Clinics, our growing team of physicians and advanced providers are shaping what rural healthcare can be. With an array of specialties available in world-class orthopedic medicine, our footprint is always expanding to ensure our personalized approach is reaching as many as possible. Familiar faces and expert knowledge, all of our locations can offer your family full-spectrum care in one place. Available in Nephi, Santaquin, and Fountain Green. CVMC is the place where healthcare is made personal.
My parents know nothing about gaming. I told them we needed Centricom Fiber because it's by far the fastest and most reliable internet speeds.
Hey bud, dinner's ready. Time to turn off the game box.
Alright, this round's almost over.
These days, kids do a lot of their homework online. They talk to their teachers, they receive assignments, and they do research, all from our kitchen table. That's why I chose Centricom Fiber Internet. They have the fastest and most reliable connection, so my kids can stay on top of their schoolwork.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low-rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
Welcome back here to Salt Lake Community College. Robert Lovell with you alongside Corey Sorensen as we go to the bottom of the sixth inning with Union leading Canyon View 3-1 in Game 1 of this best-of-3 state championship series. And the Falcons bring the 3, 4, and 5 batters to the plate this inning. With P.J. Hancock still the mound, that's Cameron Calvez, Brady Anderson, and Zach Main. If they get to the fourth batter, that will be Zach Millett. 1-1 count to Calvez. Fastball misses low there, 4-2 and a 2-1 count.
Man, Hancock, he really reached back and threw that one. That might have been his hardest pitch all night.
Two-one breaking ball. Drops off low for ball 3. So a 3-1 hitters count now to Calvez. So I knew that Zach Main had pitched recently. Just tried to see when that was for sure. He did pitch on Wednesday in the loss to Morgan. He pitched 3 innings in that one. Here's the 3-1 pitch to Calvez deep, and that one is down the left field, off the wall. Running into it, the wall is Xander Nielsen. Calvez rounds second and will hold there with a leadoff double for the Canyon View Falcons. And Xander Nielsen ran hard into that left field wall, and he is down after getting the ball in, so they're going to check on him. You hope he's okay. Don't like to see that as Coach Labram comes out of the dugout. But Calvez smoked that one off the left field wall.
Yeah, he did. That was hard hit, and oh man, left field just going. It
pulls right in our
way. But he
hit it. The hard part with the turf is there's not really a difference between. There's a colored warning track, but you don't feel a difference on your feet.
Yeah, just because the color is different. But yeah, he hit that so hard, and it was amazing. He got up, he got the ball into the infield, kept Calvez at second base, and after he throws that, he immediately goes down and. He's hurting out there.
Yeah. Anyway, you couldn't. That pole just happened to be right in our shot, unfortunately, but he hit it hard.
Got somebody running out on the field to check on him.
Yep.
He gave a great effort, did Nielsen out there, but.
I wasn't sure that was going to stay in the park.
I agree. I thought that was out of here, to tell you the truth.
Hit about halfway up on the fence.
Looks like we got a couple folks going out there. I wonder if people with some medical expertise that are out there.
Yeah, generally speaking, they'll always have trainers here.
Yeah.
So I hope he's all right. While they're checking on Xander Nielsen, we'll take a break here at Salt Lake Community College. Union continues to lead Canyon View 3-1 here in the bottom of the sixth, but Canyon View with a leadoff double to start the bottom half of the inning. And then the injury in left field. We'll take the break and come back with more from Salt Lake Community College on TeamHive.live, KSL Sports, and V6 Media.
As a parent, you never want to see your child struggling with suicidal thoughts. But today, the threat is hidden deep within their phones. That's why I rely on Bark. Built by parents, for parents. Bark's award-winning dashboard monitors text messages, emails, and over 30 different apps and platforms for potential safety concerns. Hey, can we talk?
We at Centricom want to help every family protect their children. Get Bark protection today from Centricom on unlimited family devices. Visit Centricom.com to learn more.
Since 1947, Barney Trucking has built a reputation of unparalleled customer service and satisfaction in the trucking industry. Barney Trucking is now hiring drivers statewide, including Beaver, Millard, Sevier, San Pete, Juab, Carbon, Emery, Utah, and Salt Lake counties, as well as many other locations. The job includes a home daily schedule, excellent pay, benefits, training, retirement, a positive work environment, and requires a Class A CDL license with doubles endorsement. To apply, go to barneyjobs.com. That's barneyjobs.com.
I'm Dr. Brandon Beck, and I'm one of the general surgeons at Central Valley Medical Center. One of the best parts of my job as a general surgeon is to interact with a wide variety of people. And many of those people have experienced chronic conditions or painful things for many years. And there is nothing better than helping them to work through those conditions and to have an improved quality of life. I'm happy to be back in Utah at Central Valley Medical Center serving the people in our community.
Well, the coaching staff and trainers stayed out there with Xander Nilsson for quite a while to check on him, but he sat up and then was helped to his feet and appears to be okay out there in left field for the Cougars. So always good to see that. And again, hope there's really no effects that'll be longer lasting or anything for Xander Nilsson. He ran to the fence hard, and but you know he knows he's playing for a state championship, and he got that ball in a hurry despite that before going down.
Yeah, he did. He really sacrificed his body right there, and we have a great camera angle to it, but there's a pole right in the way of it. But you and I discussed it. We think that he may have actually run into one of the upright poles that the fence is tied to.
Yeah,
that really would hurt.
So Brady Anderson now comes to the plate for the Falcons. And they also did bring in the speed-up runner for the catcher, Cameron Calvez. So out there at second base is Cannon Williams. It's now a 1-1 count to Anderson after that ball missed low and in. Hancock on the mound. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Misses low and in again for ball 2. Good stop by Rich behind the plate.
Yeah, really good stop right here. Brady Anderson, he's 0 for 2. He's grounded out and lined out to the first baseman. But a hit right here could cut the lead, and this would be a huge hit right here for Anderson.
2-1 curveball, swung on, ground ball to the right side, foul for strike 2. You know, we talk about that ball, surprised it stayed in the ballpark. We haven't talked about the wind much, but it is blowing straight in from left field.
That's right, yeah, the wind.
It's not real hard, but it is blowing enough.
And it's doing it. It's blowing from the south. It's been blowing from the north all week, and tonight from the south.
2-2 pitch, swung on, one hopper to the shortstop. Marks fields it cleanly. Throw to first is in time for the 6-3 ground out and the first out of the inning. That does move Williams, though, to third base on the play with 1 out.
Yeah, good base running right there by Williams. He just took off on the hit. And good job by Mark staying down on that ball. Runners coming across you. And makes a great play and a great throw.
So that brings Zach Main to the plate now for the Falcons. With a runner on third and 1 out, Union leading Canyon View 3-1 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Main stands in on the right side. First pitch, breaking ball drops off low for ball 1.
So you got Roberts at third. He's playing a little bit. He's playing even with the base. And first baseman, he's staying out there just in his normal position. So I don't know if they're going to concede a run here. If something hit in the infield, they're going to try to come home with it. But
they have time called. Now they reset batter and pitcher. The 1-0 from Hancock. Big swing and a miss for strike 1 to Zach Main.
Yeah, hard swing right there by Main.
He's 0 for 2 in the game, is Main. Ground out to third, fly out to center. Here's the 1-1. Swung on, ground ball to the left side. Marks fields it at short. Throw to first is in time, but it's an RBI ground out, and it's a 1-run ball game as Zach Main comes through to bring Williams in from third. 3-2, Union leads. Nobody on and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Yeah, that's a big run right there. You know, we're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Now they're just down by 1. They got 2 outs. See if they can get another runner on base and keep putting pressure on Union.
Brings Zach Millett to the plate. He stands in on the right side. First pitch from Hancock. Curveball. Check swing. Went around, says the home plate umpire for strike 1. And now Hancock wants to visit with Hayden Rich, so he'll come out to the mound. On the day, Zach Millett's 1 for 2. He struck out in the second, had a single to left in the fourth.
I think they covered their mouth with their glove, and he says, "Hey, if we win this game, I'm going to take you out for steak." I think that's what he said.
That's what he said?
I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Here's the 0-1 to Millett. Misses off the plate outside for ball 1 and a 1-1 count.
I mean, I figured that's why he covered his mouth. He didn't want the other players to know he can't afford steak for everybody.
Yeah. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, nobody on, 1 across in the inning. The 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball drops off low for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Here's the 2-1. Caught the outside edge of the fastball for strike 2. 2-2 count.
Looks like in these later innings that Hancock's fastballs, like some of them, he's thrown those harder than he was earlier in the game.
Next pitch is chopped foul to the left side as Millett battles. Hancock takes the sign. Here's the 2-2. Just misses for ball 3 and a full count. That one wasn't too much further out than the last one that got called a strike.
Yeah. Right now, it looks like Hancock, he's at 91 pitches. If he can shut it down right here, he'll come back, easily be able to finish the 7th inning.
The payoff pitch, curveball, swung on, ground ball to the left side. Roberts fields it at third. Throw to first is in time for the 5-3 ground out and the third out of the inning. But the Falcons get a run back. They get 1 run on 1 hit. No errors with the Cougars and no runners left on base through 6 complete. It is at Union 3, Canyon View 2 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, V6 Media, and KSL Sports.
Honey's Marketplace invites you to experience their refreshing variety and signature items. Honey's Marketplace features a wide selection of camping supplies, a garden nursery, and fresh floral department. Experience fresh-baked artisan breads and pastries in their bakery, and sushi made fresh every day. Get all this with hometown service you deserve. Fresh, friendly, and close to home. Honey's Marketplace, 260 East, 300 South in Kanab.
Embark on your journey to radiant skin with Sam Pete Skin Bar. Whether you are looking to address specific skin concerns, kickstart your skincare routine, or simply indulge in relaxation, we've got you covered. Facials, microneedling, seasonal chemical peels, and more. Located at 210 West Main Street in Mount Pleasant, Utah. Visit our website at sampeteskinbar.com or call or text 435-314-6024 to book your appointment today.
We're at Cape Field here at Salt Lake Community College Jordan campus as we go to the top of the 7th and final inning in a 1-run ball game. The Union Cougars leading the Canyon View Falcons 3-2 in game 1 of this best-of-3 3A state championship series. And first pitch swinging is Xander Nilsson for Union. Again, he's the one that hit the fence hard in the bottom half of the 6th. Appeared to be okay on that swing as he fouls it off for strike 1.
Yeah, it's good to see that he's okay. Probably just knocked his wind out, but glad that he's doing well and he'd be able to finish the game.
3, 4, and 5 batters this inning for the Cougars. Nilsson followed by Gavin Roberts, then Hayden Rich. If they get to the 4th batter of the inning, that will be a P.J. Hancock. Zach Main on the mound for Canyon View. Gets called strike 2. So an 0-2 count as Nilsson stands back in on the right side. Swung on, high fly ball to right field. Going back is Millett. Backpedaling and makes the play for out number 1. So an F9 for Xander Nilsson. Fly out to right for the first out of the inning.
Looked like it might have fooled Millett for a second, but he gets around that for the first out of the inning.
That'll now bring Gavin Roberts to the plate. One out, bases empty, top 7. First pitch from Maine. This is low and in for ball 1 to Roberts.
Yeah, and Roberts, he's 2 for 3 in the game with a triple and a single. He's got an RBI. Been swinging a pretty hot bat this game.
1-0 pitch, swung on, ground ball back of the middle. That's going to get through for a base hit, his 3rd hit of the game. McClellan made a diving effort, but he wasn't close.
Yeah, just got through there pretty quickly. And
I'd say he wanted to get his jersey dirty, but on this turf it doesn't help.
Well, it has those little black rubber things in there and still gets them dirty a little bit.
So Roberts with a 1-out single up the middle. That'll bring Hayden Rich to the plate. Nope, they're going to pinch hit for him and bring in Davin Brotherson. We saw Brotherson pinch hit against Manti yesterday and deliver just a perfectly executed sacrifice bunt.
Yeah, did a great job.
They do pull the third baseman Bradshaw in. First pitch to Brotherson. Bottom part of the zone for a called strike one. The 0-1 pitch. This is a bit high and away for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Roberts takes about a 2-step lead at first base. Step and a half. 1-1. Breaking ball on the inside edge. Strike 2.
Yeah, good pitch right there to come back and catch the inside corner of the plate for strike 2.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner on first for the Cougars. Leading 3-2 over Canyon View. 1-2 pitch. Just misses high and away for ball 2. 2-2 count.
Canyon View's hoping right now for a ground ball, turn a double play, and get out the inning, go hit.
2-2 pitch is swung on and fouled to the right side, out of play as Brotherson battles.
That one must have stayed in because you got a bunch of kids chasing that like they're going to get $1 if they get it.
Count remains 2-2. Pitch from Maine, swing and a miss, strike 3, and Brotherson will go down swinging for the second out of the inning and the first strikeout of the game for Zach Maine.
Good pitch by Maine right there. Good hard fastball, upper part of the zone, and gets Brotherson to chase.
So that'll bring to the plate to P.J. Hancock. Throw to first. Not in time. Brady Anderson just slowly caught it. Dropped the glove down to kind of apply a tag.
Yeah.
Just in case he stepped off the bag.
Roberts had barely even stepped off the bag when he threw that over there. It's like there. The Union bullpen catcher just came back. Looks like somebody must have been warming up down there. I didn't see who it was. But just in case.
Coach Labram had called time to talk with Hancock at the plate. He's done with that visit. Maine works from the stretch. First pitch to Hancock, misses up for ball 1. So a 1-0 count. Next pitch from Maine. Swung on a foul tip for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike.
The umpire's going to walk the ball out there to Maine.
Again, it's a 1-run ball game here in Game 1 of the best-of-3 state championship series between the 4th-seeded Falcons and 7th-seeded Cougars. Union, the 7th seed, leading 3-2. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Curveball swung on and chopped foul to the left side for strike 2 to Hancock.
You got Roberts over there on first base, and he's barely getting off. I would say 2-step lead at the most.
The 1-2 from Maine. Misses outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Deuce is wild here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the top of the 7th. 3-2 your score. The pitch from Maine, swung on and a foul tip as Hancock out in front, held up just enough to get a piece of it.
Yeah, stays alive right there to see another pitch and see if he can't move a run around into scoring position.
The 2-2 swung on and fouled back out of play to 90th South as, again, Hancock battles.
Yeah, the Union hitters, they've been good 2-strike hitters. They've battled a lot, seen a lot of pitches and in this game tonight.
2-2. Chopped foul to the left side as Hancock continues to work at the plate. 7 pitches in this at-bat.
I think 4 or 5 of those pitches have been foul balls.
3 since 2 strikes. And he fouled off.
The one over here, yeah.
And he fouled off the first one.
Yeah.
Again, Roberts takes about a 1.5 lead. 2-2 pitch, swung on, and a foul tip. Hancock continues to battle. Maine sets the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Hancock will go down swinging for the third out of the inning. Second strikeout of the game for Zach Maine as the Cougars get a runner on, but they do not score. No runs on 1 hit, no errors by Canyon View, and 1 runner left on base through 6.5 innings of play. It is Union 3, Canyon View 2 in the Game 1 of the 3A Baseball State Championship Series on TeamHive.live, V6 Media, and KSL Sports.